now. Stuff like 5 magic beans looks super appealing.
Gerudo Valley Heart Pieces.
Gerudo Valley, yep, there you go.
That's such a good first goal.
Yeah,
There's
Samura1man.
4 different loading zones there, and it's a simple goal to get.
Yeah. And there we go.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Drafting went extremely fast now.
Yeah,
Sorry, that was
good
Phoenix that
picks.
chose both Gerudo Valley Heart Pieces. I'm not scrolling down, so I'm not looking at the thing. Samura1man picking up both Map and Compass into Dodongo's Cavern and 5 magic beans.
Yeah, those are really good picks. Again, it's areas with multiple entrances that you can hit pretty easily, and that don't take you that long to get. They're pretty much free goals. You're gonna hit them at some points.
And Map and Compass in DC is another one of my pet favorite goals because it gives you that reason to stay in DC a little bit longer and grab bombs. And Samura1man picking up both 8 hearts and exactly 30 Deku Sticks.
Yeah, 30 Deku Sticks is a little bit more difficult of a goal, but it's not too bad. There's a couple different ways to do it. 8 hearts, heart goals always go really well in Beta Quest just because you're gonna hit enough bosses to pick them up, so you might as well take it.
Longlong Ranch Heart Piece and 4 Skulls and Jabu Jabu being picked. You could argue Magic Beans, but Longlong Ranch Heart Piece is definitely one of those, oh, I found the loading zone, I guess I just get a free goal things. Same thing with Requiem of Spirit. I'm pretty sure you could name like a whole bunch of other ones that are quite famous in Beta Quest for just being, oh, I guess I get the point now.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, 4 Skulls and Jabu.
Yeah, that is an interesting...
That's a bit more risky.
Yeah, I was expecting to feed 4 different Iron Knuckles to be taken by now. That's another one of my pet favorite goals, because there's just a lot of different ways you can complete Iron Knuckles. Especially with the inclusion of the Sky Type. Hey, there we go!
There it is.
Picking the equipment goal as well. 3 swords, 3 shields. 3 swords, of course, and you need a wallet upgrade in order to purchase the Giant's Knife. And Samura1man taking... Samura1man taking blue gauntlets and 1 skull from each child dungeon. I'd argue that blue gauntlets are the easiest colored gauntlets to get in Beta Quest citation needed. I guess you could also argue gold gauntlets.
I mean, blue gauntlets is nice, again, because it's easy to get to them. That's kind of the name of the game, is just picking things that you're reasonably likely to hit. And then at a certain point, you have to kind of start taking risks on goals that you're not sure if you're going to hit, but if you do hit them, it's going to be nice.
Phoenix getting Light Trial and 7 maps. Light Trial, is that the first ZL goal they've picked so far?
I believe so. There aren't too many on this board. You've got Nero's Love on top of that, so maybe Phoenix might try to pick that up as well and hope to find ZL.
Saria's Song is also on there.
Oh, yep. Yeah, we're getting to that point where you kind of have to start picking goals that aren't optimal. You're kind of at the mid game for picks. I think we'll start seeing Saria's Song and Nero's Love get picked up
5
soon.
keys in Shadow Temple as well.
Yeah, that's a nice goal to get because you want to bank on that anyway for the boots, more like.
And Samura1man picking Saria's Song. That's their first ZL goal.
Beat Spirit Temple is a somewhat risky pick. I mean, it's got 2 loading zones to get there, but you also have to get Mirror Shield, which you're probably going to get eventually, but it's a long goal.
Well, there is a lot of ways to get into Colossus, and when in doubt, you can always hover up to Mirror Shield. It's not that difficult, especially for 2 experienced runners here.
Yeah, exactly.
Milk!
That's a fun one to get. You have to
and all 5 skulls in Forest Temple. Now, there's multiple ways to get milk. You can either do the milk minigame, which is annoying in Beta Quest, because once you complete the milk minigame, you get warped to a random location. You need to find your way back to Talon. Or you can grab yourself Saria's Song and get comfy with a cow.
Well put. All right.
That's why I'm helping out with commentary.
I'd expect Shadow Temple small keys to get picked up soon. I expect GTG. Actually, no, Nero's Love, I think.
Yeah, I was about to bring up Nero's Love, but 7 GTG keys and 5 Shadow Temple keys being picked up by Samura1man here.
Yeah, Sam and I are on the same wavelength right now.
Surprised nobody's picked Cowan House. That goal is great, and everyone loves it.
Ew. I'd probably expect Nero's Love right now.
Phoenix picking Cowan House! Let's go, Phoenix!
I'm thinking either Nair's Love or Shadow Trial next. Actually, probably Nair's Love is my guess.
No,
Never mind,
8
I'm wrong.
domain skulls.
Huh. Okay. It's not a terrible pick, but
Win Bomb
okay,
2
there you
Bowling
go.
Prize and Nehru's Love and Phoenix Feather, having to choose between 3 Water Temple Skulls or get to the end of Shadow Trial.
So now, whichever goal doesn't get picked here is basically ignored for the race. Neither player has to get it, just because otherwise you don't get an even distribution of goals. I'd guess Water Temple is my...
I would rather pick Water
There's a good
Temple.
argument. Yeah, there's definitely a good argument for either. Shadow Temple's easy to get to, but requires more effort. Water Temple's harder to hit, but it's not that hard.
Yeah. In my personal experience, I would take Water Temple, but...
I'd take Shadow Trial just because I hate water.
Hey,
so,
there's
yeah,
Water
there you go.
Temple. Okay, and
That's
that
not
leaves...
unexpected.
End of Shadow Trial is the locked off objective here. Each player has drafted their 12 goals each that they will need to complete within a 3-hour time limit. Barring a tie, there will be a 30-minute overtime. And we are moments away from getting this race kicked off.
So now I believe both players get to check the first loading zone just to make sure it's not awful.
And it is Hyrule Field outside of Lon Lon Ranch, from where you jump over Epona on the west side.
Like Hyrule Field outside the ranch.
There you go.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty annoying start location, just because now anytime you reset as child, you're basically stuck in the middle of nowhere.
You're stuck in the middle of nowhere,
awful,
but there is a P-hat very close towards you that you can easily kill yourself off from and check that loading zone from Lon Lon over the west fence.
That's true, but I don't know. Not ideal, but it's not awful. Alright, looks like we are pretty much ready to go.
Okay, there we go. For a moment there, my commentator overlay broke and I was casting blind.
I think you're okay.
So I'm looking over each player's goals here, and I'm trying to think in my mind which one of these set of goals I'd rather take for myself. And I'm, it's hard to say.
Oh, Orca, Samu's stream capture is messed up.
It is?
He drastically changed his overlay.
And we're off!
Oh, nope, never mind. He switched it back. My mistake. I don't know what he did. It's something weird. All right, so we are underway.
And it looks like both players are heading towards the Hyrule Castle gate, maybe, to pick up a couple of early rupees?
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible first move. I'd expect someone to go into Lon Lon as well.
Or I might be completely incorrect and both players are heading into Lon Lon. Okay, maybe that's just my strat.
It's a good first loading zone. One of the nice things about having that initial loading zone is that you can reset, pick up those rubies like you said. So if you hit Deku Shop, you can get the quick shield.
So Samura1man killing himself in Collapse here to gain an early Master Sword.
Yeah, that's a smart move, especially when you don't have anything yet. Just having a sword opens you up a good few options.
And here we go, our initial split between the two runners. Phoenix not opting to die in Collapse, running through the Stalfos fight room and ending up in Trials.
Yeah, Trials is really, really nice to find early. We'll see Phoenix try to go to get those Spirit Trial Shoes quick. A little bit tougher without any equipment, but not... Oh, never mind, he's just going to kill himself.
No, he's just going to kill himself.
Yeah, so we'll see probably both players, when they hit Trials later on, come back here to get those shoes. It's super nice to find that early, especially something you can get to quickly.
Especially when all you need is sword to get them.
So,
and speaking of swords, Samura1man entering Kokiri Forest.
So, for anyone who is not familiar with this is Beta Quest. This is a mod of Ocarina of Time that randomizes all the loading zones. So anytime anyone enters a loading zone here, so all the overworld loading zones, entering a dungeon, going anywhere, you will get randomly teleported to somewhere else. Keep in mind, though, that it is always the same within this seed. So, for instance, whenever someone enters a door and hits another loading zone, they will, by entering that door later, they will hit the same loading zone later. So they're randomized, but it's consistently randomized.
It gets shuffled when you first begin the game and give your enter your file name.
Exactly. And this is part of the Beta Quest draft tournament. So you just saw the draft happen. Each player has 12 goals to complete. the person within 3 hours who completes the most goals wins, or the first one to complete all 12 of their goals. If we are tied at the end of 3 hours, there is a half an hour overtime, which I guess we can get into if we actually get there.
So, and Samura1man learning the first warp song, Requiem of Spirit.
Yeah, that's unusual to hit pretty early. It's a single loading zone to hit, but it's nice.
Last game I casted, a Bonuru found Requiem of Spirit within, I believe, like the last minute. And that was one of his goals that's been eluding him the entire race. Which speaks to how dangerous it is to pick these goals that rely on finding one specific loading zone out of the hundreds and hundreds that exist that can be shuffled up in Beta Quest. Phoenix entering Goron City, getting a stick.
So Samu just got a little bit lucky there. It's possible. So on loading zones, like where you watch a cutscene where you can't complete it again, like Requiem that just happened, if that then brings you to a single loading zone that you need, it can be really frustrating because you can't do that again, or at least not very easily.
Unless you find the location in Colossus where that cutscene would put you, that is, and then you either and then you die.
Exactly. You just kind of have to get very lucky to be able to do it again. But it brought him to a nice hub overworld, so it's not terrible.
And Samura1man doing work here to pick up a bottle, arguably one of the most important items in Beta Quests. Bottles, of course, not only allowing you to carry bugs for Skulltilla goals and the like, but also Ocarina items is very important in this because you can go the entire Beta Quest without finding the loading zone from Kokiri Forest to the Lost Woods Bridge area to trigger the cutscene with Saria that gives you Ocarina. So, a large portion amount of time, that's the main way you're going to be playing songs.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Phoenix is killing himself again here. I believe he already picked up a Deku Stick, so you could do the choose pretty easily. But he's already found it twice. He can get there back pretty easily. So I guess he's just kind of holding until he's got a sword or something. Make it quicker.
If you enter trials from a cutscene of you completing a trials, dying then brings you to where completing that trial would normally bring you. So that's why... Yeah, that's a very important thing to know.
Yeah, it's a nice set of loading zones you can get that are consistent. So you could hit the same loading zone later of entering the same trial, kill yourself, and you hit the same spot again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so both players going ahead and picking up bottle now.
So while these two players are rounding up the cuckoos, I should probably explain more in detail how dying and how important Sun Song is in Beta Quest to those of you who are not privy to all the strats involved with Beta Quest. So, as you said, Beta Quest randomizes every single loading zone in this game. Say, if you leave Kokiri Forest, that brings you to Water Temple. However, if you were to find Kokiri Forest on the bridge and either play Sun Song so the area resets, or you die, you would then be brought to whatever loading zone from Kokiri Forest to that bridge would bring you, which is Water Temple. Now, that might be a bit confusing without some visual aids in order to help there, but you'll see that in action numerous times, and I believe we already have seen that in action when I was talking about dying in Trials coming from the Trials Complete cutscenes.
Yeah, that's actually a really important concept for a lot of these runners because it allows you to check loading zones you couldn't necessarily get to normally. So I just want to interrupt you because perfect example on Samurai's stream there. He just came into the domain fountain from the loading zone where completing from defeating Baronade would get you. So if he were to either die or play Sun Song using his bottle here, he would get wherever defeating Baronade would bring him, and if it's not anywhere useful, he can save some time checking the more obscure loading zones later down the line so he doesn't have to fight Baronade, for instance. Alright, Samu checking where entering Jabu goes. Lon Ranch.
Into 10. Oh. Phoenix really close to picking up a bottle here.
Yeah, it's always funny whenever you go ahead and pick up a bottle from entering CAC at a weird area, because it forces you to change up how you route getting those chickens. It's not super difficult, but it's just always funny seeing people try to do something they're really not used to with a different route. Alright, so you'll see here Samura1man allowing this thing to kill him. This will allow him to check where going from Gerdu Valley down the river goes. which is a bit annoying to check. There's a lot of other loading zones you'd want to check in that area, so it's nice to be able to check this right now. And it brings them to Girder Fortress. So not super useful. Brings him to Girder Valley. Unfortunately, he does not have that goal. I think that is Phoenix Feather's goal, right?
Yeah, you don't need any items in order to get both Gerudo Valley heart pieces. All you need is that Cuckoo and a little bit of time to float down to both heart pieces.
All right.
And Samura1man in collapse now. Now, a very important thing to know about the exterior portions of Collapse. If you were to enter anywhere, so we don't know where Samura1man has entered from Collapse. It could be from the top where this cutscene should normally play. It could be any one of the other exterior sections, say, what I like to call double jump, or any of the 3 levels when you're doing escape normally. If you haven't triggered this cutscene yet, the game will put you on the roof here and play this cinematic. So the only way to accurately know where the loading zone has put you in Collapse is to fall off the side and void out, and it will bring you to the location where it should have brought you in Collapse.
Oh,
and look at this, Phoenix picking up Mirror Shield.
Yeah, that was a really lucky find. He also, just before that, found the inside of Talon's place where you could potentially get milk. But I think he had to die to get there, so I forget if that messes with your ability to get milk. I don't think it does. I think you just have to not reset between completing the minigame getting back there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so he essentially found milk. He wakes up Talon, he should be able to complete that goal.
Now, Phoenix equipping Mirror Shield as child, a thing exclusive to Beta Quest, because for some reason they decided to allow you to equip Mirror Shield as child, which allows, I believe at that point, every single dungeon to be completable as child.
That was pretty unfortunate. Phoenix Feather hit Deku's shop. He needs the 3 shields, I believe. But he didn't have enough money to buy the Deku. Yeah, but he now knows where it is. That should be pretty easily repeatable, so he can go ahead and get that later. Nice free heart piece.
Phoenix slowly working towards his 8 heart goals there with the Impa heart piece. I'm surprised he hasn't died at Collapse yet. And speaking about dying, Samura1man getting to know a rather tricky loading zone to get to as child. He's dying outside of Goron City in Death Mountain Crater. Now we're about to find out where inside of Goron City to Death Mountain Crater gets. And if you remember, that's blocked by a statue, and you either need bomb shoes or a bomb in order to successfully clip through that. So he just found a way to river early, and that's gonna get him his first goal of the match here. He has 5 magic beans as one of his goals. And we're probably going to see him swim down the river and then come back up multiple times over and over again.
Yeah, meanwhile, Phoenix actually hit the outside of Castle, which could let him wake up Talon, but unfortunately got it in a weird spot, so couldn't get to Malon from there. Yeah, so this whole beginning, whatchamacallit, like about
the beginning portion
of
the Beta Quest. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very exploratory. You're basically spending as much time as you can checking as many loading zones as you can to
as you
get
see
a
on
rough
Phoenix
idea
screen,
of what
also acquiring resources, entering domain and getting Deku nuts and an extra stick.
Yeah, those are really nice to get. It's nice to get those early because Deku sticks let you basically work as though you have a sword for a little while on certain things, and Deku nuts handy
are
for
just
getting,
useful.
Spirit Trials. Yeah, they're just generally useful for a lot of things. They make Spirit Trial a lot easier to handy.
And Phoenix finding the milk loading zone. Don't tell Samura1man.
Yes, now he's found that 2 different ways.
So, trying to continue your thought there earlier, the opening hour of Beta Quest is both players exploring the loading zones, either making mental notes or writing them down physically somehow. Noting down all the major loading zones they need. For instance, if Phoenix finds Ganon's Tower for his defeat 4 Iron Knuckles goals, he'll have to note that down and complete that when he's, I guess, better equipped, for instance. And
yeah,
so,
the times... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was about to say, the last hour of this race is going to be where basically almost all of the action will play out, depending on how quickly these 2 players get to work on completing their goals.
Yeah, within the early game, you might see some of the smaller goals get handled, or some of the child-exclusive goals, like...
Or some of just the RNG goals.
Yeah, exactly. You'll probably see a lot of those get picked up, but a lot of times some of the more difficult goals, either you can't do as child, you can't do till you get enough equipment, or it's just faster once you get enough equipment if it's easy to get to. So you'll probably see those get pushed off.
Samurai-man, for those of you who do not know, Zora River is broken down into 2 different loading zones, and the transition spot between the 2 of them is on that bridge. And all Samurai-man needs to do is walk halfway up the bridge and jump down back in the river to respawn all the rupees on the lower half of the bridge without leaving and re-entering the room, as you can see there, getting the free rupees, including that big red rupee underneath that land bridge. And that's going to allow him to do this 5 beans goal all in one trip.
Yeah, it's very time-consuming to do it this way, but because of the nature of beta quests, it's much faster to do it in one trip, unless you have a very easy, repeatable way to get there. So it's honestly for the best that he just does it quickly now, gets it out of the way, so he doesn't have to worry about that later.
What really helps, definitely, is if you have a couple of songs banked, such as Sun Song, or maybe if you're even lucky to have ZL at this point, you can play Songs for the Frogs for easy 50 heart pieces, sorry, 50 rupees. Yeah, just get 50 heart pieces.
This game is broken.
Someday somebody will find a trick to get 50 heart pieces from frogs. Welcome to Ocarina of Time.
Just gotta dupe them, man. I mean, it's good and bad to do it all in one go. On one side, it's nice just to get them out of the way. On the other side, it's kind of time consuming to do it this way. I don't remember how he got here, but if it was a frustrating loading zone to get to, it sometimes happens where you find the loading zone, you start doing the goal, and then you just can't find it again for some reason.
Yeah, exactly, because it is beta quest. It is beta quest. The luck can bite you in the butt, so it may be slower to do it all in one, but it's definitely safer to do it all in one.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes this game has a really cruel sense of humor and just absolutely stops you from finding the place. Like, you'll know how to get to the goal you need to get to from market, but the game just never gives you market loading zones anymore for some reason. It's just really frustrating. So I understand Samu going for this right away. And Phoenix picking up Kokiri's sword. So that'll be his first sword.
And we're gonna see which different way Phoenix exits Kokiri Forest. He could go... He has enough rupees. I think he can just exit wherever he wants, but if he wants to hang around and collect more rupees, power to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got enough to get the Deku shields, not enough for a Hylian shield. I think he'll get these couple and then check this house.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Precisely.
That's kind of the fast way.
Checking out the Know-It-All Brothers, and he finds another way to Kakariko. It's always nice to see... We kept calling it hubs, but it's probably the best name for all these areas with that branch out into... Oh, Cacticac, take a shot! Sorry. It's always nice to have 2 hubs connected together, because it just makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah, a lot of the times when you're writing down notes, you write down how to get to where you want to go from a hub. So having those hubs be connected means that if you hit any of the hubs, you can pretty much get wherever you want to go, which is absolutely invaluable.
Now, here's the thing I should explain about Beta Quest. Phoenix just died on this pedestal here. Now, when you're an adult and you spawn on one of those pedestals, you can easily tell what pedestal you came from. If there's no animation, you came from Bolero, and you see the blue warp animation if you come from Volvagia. You do not get that shining blue model or any animation as child. So as you see here, Samurai-man just entered Meadow here. We have no idea if he entered Meadow from where playing Minuet brought you, or from defeating Phantom Ganon.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be absolutely fantastic, I say sarcastically, if beating Volvagia led back to Volvagia. That would be amazing. That's where it went. I'm not sure which one it was, but that's where it went. All right, Phoenix. I think he will go ahead and talk to Malin. This was the second time entering the loading zone, so Malin's there.
He's setting up getting milk for later.
Yeah, so he actually should be able to get that pretty easily. He's hit milk a couple times. And Samu hitting Bongo here, not needing any hearts or anything like that. He will just save warp. So this will be the same as entering Shadow Temple, which will bring him somewhere random.
Which is... Field from outside Gerudo Valley. And he finds House of Skulltilla! Hyrule Field to Gerudo Valley's House of Skulltilla. That'll be important for Phoenix if he does not choose to RBA Wallet.
Yeah, I can't imagine him not RBing the wallet in this case. I mean, I guess if he finds it, that it's more convenient, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just RB, it?
Yeah. It's more important for, say, well, obviously, Stone of Agony, but...
Yeah. Or a Giant's Wallet, but this is it very rarely comes up.
Yeah.
Alright, Phoenix heading over to wake up Talon. He will have to wait for day, but that shouldn't be too long of a wait.
I was about to bring up that it might be problematic to RBA. I guess, no, I'm going to take that back. Because I'm about to say, the only reason you wouldn't RBA Wallet is if you have a strength upgrade goal.
Yeah, but that's only an issue for Samurai.
And look at this, playing Requiem brings you to GTG. What a warp song, my dude.
That is
that's
extremely
incredibly important for Samura1man for later down the line when he becomes adult. All he needs is to get all the equipment he needs for his preferred GTG route. Bam, do, and that'll be another goal down the line.
Yeah, that's especially nice because you can basically do that whenever you want. You don't have to worry about finding the right loading zone to hit that spot, finding the right hub. As soon as you have enough equipment and you feel like it, you can just go hit GTG.
Hey, Ice Cavern! Fun fact, this has been the 4th beta quest in a row that I've watched or done myself that a market loading zone has led to Ice Cavern. There's a TG fun fact for you.
TG, I'm gonna step away for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Alright, I'll hold down the fort then.
Sorry. Sorry.
Samura1man entering river from field by land there. Another very important note for people who are not familiar with how loading zones work in this game. The area between Hyrule Field and river are split into 2 different loading zones. If you enter the river from the water, it will bring you to a different place than entering the field. I'm going to interrupt myself here because Samura1man picking up Mirror Shield as well. Mirror Shield is so good to have as child because it doesn't burn. That's just the biggest thing about Mirror Shield. Let alone all the goals it allows you to do. And Phoenix finally getting around to getting both Gerudo Valley heart pieces. And that'll be his first goal, tying up this game. And Samura1man stuck in graveyard during the day. The kid that wanders the graveyard during the day prevents you from sliding any of the graves, blocking off a numerous amount of loading zones if you're a child. So getting, especially when leaving graveyard to Kakariko brings you right back to graveyard, as I've had on numerous occasions, it can just be like, nothing will make you want to stab out your eyes faster. Yeah, and there we go, Phoenix.
Frustrating.
Phoenix completing his first goal, tying up the game against Samura1man.
Yeah, it's nice to pick up those nice and easy goals. It is honestly, it's not a huge big deal when they get the goals, but they need to hit them at some point. Mm-hmm. It's nice to hit those. Yeah, this is one of my favorite things about Beta Quest is that there's always this little bit of anticipation that anyone could hit Zelda at any point, or anyone could hit Hookshot at any point. Just those single loading zones that are so important to hit that you never know when they're gonna pop up. They'll just pop up.
You'll probably see us go a little bit crazy when one of these two find ZL, because ZL is important for both players. They both have goals riding on ZL. Samura1man, of course, Saria's Song as an easy Zelda's Lullaby goal, Nehru's Love on there as well.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point with playing this that when I watch someone or when I play normal Ocarina of Time,
yeah, when you're just doing a regular RTA,
Zelda normally,
you're just like, oh my god, he found ZL!
Oh wait, I knew I was gonna hit that. Oh, that's great.
It seems that Mirror Shield is part of this vicious loop that both players are trying to get themselves out of. Thankfully, it leads to Market, where they can get to Gerudo Fortress. Gerudo Fortress is great until you realize everything in Gerudo Fortress leads back to Gerudo Fortress. I was just about to make that joke. Joking aside, though, Samura1man finding Deku Tree. Now, Deku Tree, you're really excited to find until you realize that you don't have a Deku Shield in your inventory.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be super useful for Samurai here. He might pick up the slingshot so he can kill Phantom Ganon if he wants to.
Does Samurai Man have a Deku
Phoenix.
Shield? Because I do not see Deku Shield highlighted on the screen.
Oh, no, you don't.
Exactly. If you try and go get Slingshot in Deku Tree, there is an interim room between the main room and the Slingshot room where you have to fight a Deku Shrub, and the only way to defeat it, that I know of at any rate, is to reflect its projectile with a Deku Shield. You can't use Nuts. You can't use any other attack, to my knowledge.
You might be able to use a hammer? I think that was an old.
If you have a hammer at this point, you're a way better OoT player than I am.
Yeah, I think there was an old puzzle goal that was the crux of it. That hammer worked on some of these guys. It's a really weird goal.
3, 2, 1 skip with hammer.
This was
oh my god.
Yeah, that was the crux of it. It was doing 2, 3, 1 skip with hammer. This was years ago.
And Phoenix, one more step towards his milk goal here, learning Epona's song from Malin.
Oh, Samu hits bot well. That's super nice.
But does he have the items?
Whether he wants to do it. He could go do.
Oh, yeah. He's leaving. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. He could have gone 2 shields there, but it's not super important for him.
And he runs into Ganondorf. That was a really lucky save there. Running into Ganondorf during a beta quest, extra long cutscene. And if you did something important before fighting Ganondorf, you're watching that cutscene or you're losing your progress.
Yeah, that
Thankfully,
was
Samurai Man pausing not 10 seconds before he found it.
Yeah, that's in general a really nice strat that when you hit a dungeon that you're planning on leaving, immediately save and then leave, because then you get to see where leaving the dungeon goes. But then if that doesn't go anywhere great, you can reset and see where entering the dungeon goes. So it's a really nice way to check both your bases, and it worked out very much in his favor there.
Yeah, that just speaks to the very small optimizations you can make when you're playing Beta Quest. You have so many loading zones to check, and you only have 3 hours to complete all 12 of your goals. So any time saves you can find are extremely valuable if you want to be quick, precise, and effective.
Right. Does this route lead to milk for Phoenix? I forget. This seems familiar. I think he's done this route before.
I am not sure myself. Yes, he definitely has.
I remember him hitting the inside wall on a ranch before.
Samurai Man grabbing those red rupees that I thought the 2 of them would get earlier in the run, but there they are now. It's I always really enjoy getting rupees early in a beta quest, because you never know. You might get lucky and you immediately hit a shop so you can buy yourself either a Hylian Shield or maybe even luckier, a Deku Shield. And Samurai Man finding Lon Heart Piece, that's nice. That's one of his goals. Easy free goal. Deciding to do the block puzzle casually, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of the... That's a little strange. You can do it with just 1 pull, or you can clip it, but it's not too big a deal to do the little bit. But that's the real upside of goals like that, just single loading zones that take 5 seconds to complete. If you hit it, it's a nice, quick goal.
Yep. Lon Heart Piece, Requiem. I can't believe those... There's definitely more examples of that. 20 Deku Sticks is another huge, what I'd call a free goal.
Mm-hmm. So Samu taking the small lead here. We'll see if he's able to hold on to that, but there's still quite a bit of race ahead of us.
Oh yeah, these are just the free goals being checked off right now. And Samurai Man, I'm sure lots of Beta Quest players have been extremely friendly with that gold Skulltilla.
Yep.
I just want to meet them and give them a nice big ol' 3-heart hug, as I like to call it. And he'll find domain for his trouble.
Alright, so Phoenix Feather hitting Trials again. Is he gonna go get those shoes? I'm honestly surprised no one has yet.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up myself. It looks like Phoenix will be heading over to Spirit Trial. Yeah,
getting early game explosives is actually... It's less important in Beta Quest than it is in normal Ocarina of Time, but it's still very helpful. If you hit DC, for example, it lets you pick up actual bombs, it lets you clear a lot of goals, it lets you just check a lot more things. It's very important to a lot of tricks that are important in early game.
I already forgot that both these players have mirror shields, so I'm wondering why he's
exactly.
doing this thing, and I'm like, okay, I forgot.
Usually, you kind of do this as early as you find it, so there's setups to do this trick to get that ruby above the above the BMOS with absolutely no equipment. It's possible.
Except you either need a sword or a stick or something you can jump slash with.
I think. Oh, that's true. You do need a jump slash. So yeah, you need at least a Deku stick. You're right.
But a Master Sword is incredibly easy to pick up in a Beta Quest.
Yeah, exactly. Deku Nuts make it a lot easier because it lets you stun the BMOS, who's a little frustrating, but not too shabby at all.
It looks like. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Completely talking over you. I was about to bring up that Samura1man is on his way over to get that Spirit Shoes as well.
Yeah, this is about the time that I think they're gonna start really needing them. So this is a pretty wise pickup in my opinion.
Oh, but Samura1man, even though he has Mirror Shield, is he moving the statue for the ISG? It looks like he is. Interesting. Yeah. So we'll get to see that strat that Key and I were talking about.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that do this. I do the exact same thing, where the setup with the sword and the shield, honestly, I find more frustrating than doing it this way. I find this way more consistent. So there are some people who just do it this way to make life a little bit easier.
Interesting. I didn't know some people pull the statue out too before going for the jump.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange permutations of the strat. He's also gonna buffer the timing slash. That's 100%.
I do not move the statue out, and the jump is incredibly easy. So interesting.
Yeah. So for anyone who's actually interested in getting into Beta Quest,
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, this is probably the only trick I would recommend you had to learn if you were only going to learn one trick. Everything else you can get away with.
I don't know.
Not knowing because of loading zones. But
would
this
you count
is super...
Ocarina items as a trick? Like, obviously, yes. I'd argue that Ocarina items just as probably more important because you will be using Ocarina items far more than you will be getting choose once.
Fine, TV. Ocarina items is important too.
You know, some people say I'm hard to work with.
All right, Phoenix Feather hitting Water Temple. That'll be nice for a pretty quick map later in the game. And actually, does he also have the Water Temple Skulls goal, or is that Samurai?
I believe that...
Yep, he's got Skulls and Water Temple as well.
There we go.
So that's a nice goal right there. Is he going to do that now, or is he going to get the map?
He's got 20 choose. I mean, like, if he wants to do the hovering. I'm not familiar with a Child Water Temple strat, so I'm not going to be too much help. Oh, I do know this strat, though.
Yep.
Trying to get...
Nice Navi dive.
Trying to do a Navi dive there, but failing it. So I guess he just says that going for it again just isn't worth it, and just save warping out its Water Temple.
Yeah, that particular strat, you need the whatchamacallit, you need that thing to be in a very specific position, so it's really frustrating if you fail it one time. Usually you'll do that with a bottle and hover boots or with like a fairy spell. But honestly, he's gonna hit it again later on. He knows where it is now, he can write it down. It's much easier to do as adults. So it was worth giving it the quick try, but not worth spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah, they've got at least Phoenix has 9 other goals they can spend better time on trying to accomplish. Sorry, I can do math. It's 10. There's 11 left. Oh my goodness. And we still have 2.5 hours to go. How am I gonna make it? Phoenix dying in trials here. And Samura1man leaves Colossus and finds ZL.
That is really nice.
That is not only nice, but it's also really easy as well. There's no way Phoenix is going to miss that loading zone.
So that pretty much locks in. He's going to hit Saria's song. That's a really easy goal for him to pick up now. Now, once he gets Magic, he can start attempting to get Neru's Love. So Magic is kind of weird in this game in that whenever you hit a Fairy Fountain before you get Magic, you'll always hit the one that allows you to get Magic. So all of the loading zones that allow you to bring Magic will always revert you to that. Once you get Magic, then all of a sudden you can start hitting the ones with all the fairy spells.
How I've always explained it is that there's 5 fairy fountains in rotation. 3 fairy spells, Neru's, Din's, and Ferrora's, and the 2 upgrades, the double magic and double defense. All of these are wallpapered over with the initial first magic fairy fountain, until you visit one of the 5 fairy fountains and learn magic for the first time. Then the wallpaper is ripped off and the 5 fairy fountains become unique again.
Yeah, so now once Samura1man picks up magic somewhere, he can start just anytime he hits a magic spot, he'll be able to check it for Nero's Love. Assuming it's a green flame fairy spot, more like, since those are the only ones that can be the actual fairy spells.
An interesting trick you can do to help minimize the... If you found a fairy fountain before and you've exited it and you have that in your notes somewhere, let's say if you enter Colossus from Nehru's Love and die, you will find out leaving that fairy fountain, and by power of elimination, figure out which one of those is Nehru's Love. And if your notes are good, then you don't need to waste all those minutes trying to figure out which fairy fountain you have in your notes is going to be Nehru's Love.
Yeah, so right now, Samura1man's actually looking in really good shape right now. He's
100%.
set up to be able to knock out 2 easy goals, GTG and Sarah's Song. He's got a good shot at Nehru's Love, and a lot of his other goals I don't feel like are too hard to do.
No, he knows where Shadow Temple is, correct? Or did Phoenix find it?
I'm actually not sure.
Okay, well...
But that's really good to know for either player.
Yeah.
He's set up to do Spirit Temple as soon as he finds the boss room. With Mirror Shield, he can do that as Child.
Yep.
So I feel like he's in really great shape right now. Phoenix Feather definitely not in horrible shape, but just needs to find those couple loading zones that's gonna put him in spot to do goals.
I'm surprised Phoenix isn't... Oh, he is. Okay. Phoenix has all 8 domain area Skeltillas as one of his goals, and I was wondering why he was walking past this one. He has all the chews necessary to hover over to it and get a quick skull here.
Yep, so we're going to see him do some side flip hovers, which are fun little strats. Nice way to hover his Child.
So someone in chat here brought up, how do you get Cowan House in Beta Quest?
You want to let us know, TG? Boy. You're so experienced at it.
That's in the past. So, thankfully, completing the race with Epona at Lon Lon Ranch does not bring you, or completing or failing, I should specify, does not send you to a random place. Thank God. So all you need to do is actually save warp as child, or get to the child save warp area as adult. You as I said before, one of the field loading zones is outside of either the north, south, or east of west on Lon Lon, and that's actually the location you spawn at after you steal Epona. So if you're an adult and you run into one of those 4 locations, you just have Epona. Then you either are lucky and you don't need to learn Epona's song, so you can just go straight from a field loading zone to Lon Lon Ranch, hopefully, or you need to learn Epona's song. God, know that. Head to Lon Lon, play Epona's song, and then do the race like you normally would in a bingo.
Yeah, it's a little bit of luck as to getting Epona into Lon Lon Ranch if you don't have...
I would not say a little bit.
Yeah,
I would say 100%, maybe.
Yeah, so you kind of have to ride Epona into a loading zone, and then before you hit another area that you would be able to ride Epona in, you have to hit Lon Lon Ranch again. So it's definitely not impossible. It's a little tricky to get it done, especially if you don't really have things well ironed out, but it's definitely possible.
Samura1man doing the one trick you should learn from Beta Quest to learn magic here.
You can't tell, but I'm staring daggers at you.
Well, I'm glad you're not looking at me then.
Alright, so Samura1man picking up magic. So now he will be able to start attempting to get Nehru's Love if he gets lucky. And it is pretty much basically luck at this point.
So
see if he actually gets it.
At least he knows how to play CI. Oh, shout out to Ben Stevens.
Right, Phoenix hitting Baronade. Not super helpful to him. Actually, it's helpful for a heart if he finds Jabu, but not so helpful right now.
Is Samura1man getting the quick spin into his inventory. Now, as I said before, after you learn magic, the wallpaper is ripped off from the 5 fairy fountains, and if Samura1man returns to this exact fairy fountain again, it'll be one of the 5 fairy fountains that it can learn another spell at. An interesting tidbit that I didn't know until recently. After you learn magic and you leave the fairy fountain here, you will figure out the loading zone from the actual fairy fountain magic fountain to DMC.
Ooh, that's actually somewhat handy. Actually, no, that's not going to be super repeatable, is it? So that's actually really unfortunate.
And well, that was unless actually... you can get to DMT from magic and then heal yourself, I guess.
That was actually a really interesting loading zone because I think that was the loading zone from going back in time because of that blue animation.
Sorry. It was hard to tell what loading zone that was because he jumped immediately to the cutscene of Navi pointing out, "Is that the Master Sword?"
Yeah, but you don't normally hit the you normally don't get that blue animation around the sword, which is what's making me think that. But I'm honestly not 100% certain, so I don't know all the those tells. So it's a weird one to hit. I just forget exactly which one it is.
Yeah. So Phoenix inside of the Great Deku Tree. He does have 7 maps as a goal, so
yeah, that'll be nice.
He's gonna quickly climb up to the main area here and increase that count by 1.
He doesn't have a Deku shield either, does he?
No, he doesn't, but thank goodness the the map chest is just right there just for free. And Samura1man, green fire, of course, meaning that this fountain will teach you one of the 3 fairy spells in this game. Now,
so we've got a straight 1 in 3 shot at this. Do you remember what the cutscene looks like for?
I don't, but I still maintain that it doesn't matter because you're about to inevitably find out in the next seconds, anyways.
Yeah. I think it's the one that starts from the entrance and sweeps forward.
That's Din's Fire. Din's Fire is center.
Just ignore me then.
The only one I know is Din's Fire. That's the only. And there we go. It looks like Din's Fire to me.
I'm just gonna sit here quietly.
Let's see if I'm either correct or somebody corrects me in chat. And Phoenix entering bottom of the well.
Yeah, this is nice. It
bottom
gets
of the well.
Shields.
Bottom of the
I
was about to say.
If he wants.
The reason Bottom of the Well is such a good reason to get excited for when you early on in Beta Quest is that it gives you so many important items. A Deku Stick in the early pods, a Deku Baba that can get you early nuts in one of the side rooms. You can do Actor Glitch for Lens of Truth that you can use for duping bottles for goals such as Blue Fire or Fairies. Now you see they're probably one of the biggest reasons getting 10 extra Bomb Chews in your inventory, as well as the 2 shields we were talking about, the Deku Shield and the Hylian Shield. So
that'll be especially nice for him.
Lots of buried treasure in this well.
Alright, and Samura1man unfortunately getting Din's Fire.
Hey, I was right. We got there.
Yep. Not the worst thing to get. Actually, that was probably the worst of the 3 to get. Farah's Wind, always helpful. So
Farah's Wind is, I maintain it's so broken for Beta Quest.
It is really nice. So one of the changes between normal Ocarina of Time and Beta Quest is that in normal Ocarina of Time, when you cast Farah's Wind and in a dungeon and then go either forward or backwards in time, it resets Farah's Wind and it's no longer set inside that dungeon. That limitation is removed in Beta Quest. So
making it
so strong. So if you find a dungeon that you can only
and Phoenix.
That was so unfortunate.
No, he meant to do that. He meant to go down here and get the map. He's fine. He's fine.
Oh, yeah, I would have maybe waited till after you got the shield, but...
I think he knows exactly what he's doing, and we should stop being so judgmental of his tactics.
You know what? I'll judge people as much as I like.
There we go. How about that? If he didn't do that, he might have forgotten the map. It was... Okay. Dropping this bit to see Samura1man disgrace the grave of people of the Composer Brothers here.
So anyway, with Farah's Wind, if you set in Beta Quest, if you set it in a dungeon and then go either forward or backwards in time, it does not reset. So if you find another dungeon, you can then warp to the dungeon you have Farah's Wind set in. That's actually super helpful for if you find a dungeon as child that the loading zone isn't accessible as adult, you can then set Farah's Wind there, go adult, and then warp there. So it's really nice.
Say if you find Shadow Temple without explosives.
Yeah, that would suck, unless you have Farah's Wind.
That would suck. Phoenix dying on the Death Mountain crater pedestal.
And Fani
Volvacia. Now, a very important thing about the boss chambers in Beta Quest, and I didn't know this until I started doing Beta Quest, but Normally in these boss areas, your ocarina item is grayed out so you can't play warp songs or do anything with it. But your bottle isn't grayed out, and you can use your bottle for using the one trick that you should learn for Beta Quest. Ocarina. Shit, I should probably drop that running gag before it gets super old. Ocarina items. And if you have Sun Song, you can play that in the boss chambers to see which loading zone entering that boss chamber would give you, which is super important. It saves all that time of trying to get all the way to... Ooh. Gonna interrupt myself here.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice find for Phoenix Feather. So that is something that's exclusive to Beta Quest as well. It's called the Sky Temple is what we call it.
Basically, Samura1man's gonna find it in a couple moments here, too.
Yeah. I don't know why. For some reason, I find it off that loading zone very, very often for some reason.
I always find it in the River Open Grotto, but... Yeah, so when you enter this special Easter egg exclusive to Beta Quest, you are locked in position, and the fight starts when you can survive one hit from an Iron Knuckle, which means that you need to enter the fight with at least 5 hearts, unless you have double defense, of course.
Or a fairy.
No, if you enter in with a fairy... the Iron Knuckles swings have more than 1 frame of damage, so if you get revived from a fairy, your iframes go away, you finish the revive animation, and then you instantly die a second time.
Sorry, 2 fairies. two fairies actually does work. I did it. So
okay,
anyway,
well,
it's a nice little zoning. It's especially nice for Phoenix because there are 3 Iron Knuckles in there, so that lets him take out 3 of his 4.
Yeah, those are all legal.
Once you do complete it, that area for the first time and kill all 3 Iron Knuckles, it spawns 3 chests that can give you a Deku Shield, Bomb Shoes, or a third unimportant thing that I can't remember. And then at that point... Yeah.
Sorry, I muted my microphone while I'm eating, but it can give you Deku Shield, a Hylian Shield, or Bomb Shoes. If you have one of the 2 shields, you'll get a small pittance of rupees instead.
Yeah, and then once you complete it the first time, then that then changes to a different loading zone, so you can potentially find somewhere new after that. And so Samura1man picking up Sarah's song here.
There we go. That'll be his 3rd goal.
Eating on a ZSR stream. You know what? It's been a long day.
Banned forever. Oh no! I've been banished to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, this was pretty... Samura1man was gonna hit this eventually. It's a nice free loading zone. There's a lot of ways to get it. And as soon as you hit it, you just pick up a goal.
We've seen him travel through this sacred metal pedestal numerous times. And he might have Nehru's Love banked. I saw him walk through 2 different fairy fountains, if my memory isn't failing me.
Yeah. He, one of them was Dinspire, and I think he's got another one still shook. Alright, Samura1man.
So hopefully one of those will give him his 4th goal.
So up 3-1 now. Phoenix Feather needs to find a couple things. It's honestly it's very easy for this to get turned around. All he has to do is find a couple loading zones.
Because Phoenix Feather has a bunch of goals banked. He's slowly working on maps, which is an extremely flexible goal because you can get maps from, you know, you can get maps. God, excellent commentary from TG. But he potentially has Cowan House ready. He already has Saria's song, so all he needs to do is steal opponent and make his way back to Lon Lon Ranch. That's a goal. He has 3 of the 4 Iron Knuckles, and it's only a matter of time before he runs into one of the Iron Knuckles in Shadow Temple. That's a goal. Milk is on lockdown. He'll eventually make his way back to either the Lon Lon game or just find a Kawada Grotto. That's a goal. And exactly 30 Deku Sticks. All he needs to do is make his way back at some... I guess he can find DC and get bombed, because I've heard it's easier to do that, but... dupe the Shrub in Lost Woods and get exactly 30 sticks. So it's easy to say that, oh, Samura1man has a 2-point lead, but it can rather go all the way, and...
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be too worried about, like, 1 or 2 point leads until we're at, like, the 2.5 hour mark. And Phoenix Feather hitting Bongo, that's a nice free heart container. Not a difficult fight at all.
And Samura1man picking up an important element to his blue gauntlets goal, the silver gauntlets. So that's a great find for him.
He also has to be a little careful with this loading zone. If he does open the chest, he will not be able to repeat this loading zone unless he finds the loading zone after you pick up silver gauntlets and then kills himself.
Yeah.
So you kind of hope that this doesn't go somewhere good at a certain point.
I've had it take
kind
a
of weird.
song once, and I didn't have bottle.
Oh, that's great. Oh!
Oh,
I
and Phoenix!
don't know how that happened.
Ooh! And Phoenix, oh my goodness, we have a full feed of Phoenix's stream here, and on his webcam, shrugging. What happened?
That was
monk-ass,
really strange.
Dude. Super monk-ass 64.
He was at slightly the wrong angle that his ISG didn't hit.
Honestly, it would have been safer for him to pull Master Sword instead of Deku Stick.
Yeah, but that was a really strange. That does not.
Hindsight is 20/20, after all.
Yeah.
And Samura1man, after the Silver Gauntlets cutscene, will be extended drum roll because I bled into this too early. Sorry, his house. Okay.
This still could. Okay, now he saves. That's a little risky if it goes somewhere. Ooh. Okay.
It's just Gerudo
That's
Valley.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. For a second I thought that was Bomb Shoe Bowling, not the lens game. Oh, and I was worried because that's a goal, but not too bad. Not bad.
It's Baronade.
Hey, there's Baronade. Completely useless name. But
and there's the reset.
Yeah, that's a long cutscene.
Save early, save often.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, checking out one of the many holes in Fortress here.
Oh, that's actually super handy.
Time. That's really nice.
What's even better is it takes you to the inside of Temple of Time. So it's possible to warp into the actual Master Sword room or the outside room where the main entrance is. If you warp into the outside room, you still have to dot skip both as child as an adult, which is not hard as child. It's a little more difficult as adult, as you need hover boots and some equipment. However, if you warp to the inside, you do not need those items. So if you want to go back in time for some reason, it's actually a lot easier.
And Samura1man is on his way to GTG, perhaps to get some of the keys out of the way before he goes adult.
Yeah, it's easy to pick up 6 of the keys as child and the last one as adult at this point. It's a little more difficult to do all 7 as adult because you need some extra items.
Yeah, weird shots all over the place.
Unfortunate. Samura1man has glitched inventory.
Oh no!
He cannot equip shoes yet.
Oh no!
Yeah. Because he got the letter, he put something in his bottom right-hand corner of his inventory, and it glitched him. It is still possible to equip them. He kind of just needs to check every time he goes to a new loading zone. He might just check it, just see if he can equip it. Sometimes the cursor just gets put right on shoes. So, actually, no, he already has shoes equipped. So what was he trying to equip?
I don't know.
There's what's right below shoes in inventory? I forget.
We literally just looked at it, and I
know. Right? that's what he was trying to equip.
We are professionals here at ZSR.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
Din's Fire and Zelda's Letter are both 2 items that are really troublesome for glitched inventory, especially Din's Fire. So what? I'm confused now.
A Phoenix Feather bottle duping over nuts.
Wait, I'm really confused. He did not need to equip. Oh, did he equip Bomb Shoes after he saved warped? He must have.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he had equipped the last time he was in GTG.
Okay.
So when he warped back out to the overworld, he was able to equip shoes. Glitched inventory is weird. It happens. It's really troublesome. Sometimes you just have to warp into different areas and check, and you'll find it eventually.
Oh shit! I mixed Phoenix getting milk.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch that as well.
Oh no!
Yes.
Here we are looking at Samura1man going GGG, and we're missing all the hard work Phoenix is putting into to get back in this race here. I say get back in this race. I should say tie up this race.
Yeah, milk is a little troublesome to get, but Phoenix Feather handles it like a pro.
There are a lot of cows you can find after you get Opponent's Song that don't make it as cancerous.
And he also picks up a heart piece for his trouble. Nice. I think he's...
I mean, he can always get milk in Link's house after he does Cowan House. There we go, Samura1man.
Such optimized strats.
Here. And I'm getting a small... Yep. There's 5 chews in that chest.
So now he will probably head back to the main room with Ice Arrows and start doing some clips through gates to pick up another...
Yeah, Samura1man
Oh, I'm
going
sorry,
a
I'll
long
probably
way
handle
here
the,
to
Stalfos
save
first.
choose.
Sorry, I'll probably actually handle the Stalfos first.
Yeah.
So we'll get one more from Stalfos, and then another 3 from going through the clips.
Yeah. And it's great because he has Mirror Shield, which won't get burned by doing the rolling into the chest trick.
Oh, that's true.
Getting the 6th key, so that's also really great. Now, Phoenix, for those of you who... Yeah, Samura1man's stream is stuck. Is it the same for you?
Just pause and unpause.
Yeah, he's like dropping frames.
Oh, Orca, you might need to unpause and pause and oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
There we go. I was about to bring up a tidbit I always bring up whenever I'm talking about Beta Quest, and that is the Lon North Epona escape loading zone in Hyrule Field, because I don't know why, but as child, it drops you in front of gates.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Phoenix Feather doing a really fun trick. He is Navi diving from, whatchamacallit? Oh, I'm sorry. Is he bottle being or is he Navi diving? He must be bottle being. Oh, yeah, but he lost his bugs. But he can get some back here, I think. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
That's not the bottle and B setup I use, but there you go. So yeah, for some weird reason, the north... I call it the North Epona spawn in my notes, but that might not be the best way of describing it. But for some weird reason, as child, it puts you in front of gate, and it drops you from the air, masquerading itself as, say, taking the owl at Lake Hylia.
Alright, Phoenix Feather coming across Shadow Temple. He will be able to immediately go ahead and pick up those hover boots. That was really nice, what he just did there. Unbuffered Mega Flip. That's tricky to do if you buffer, because you have to get right on the edge. But he did an unbuffered distance Mega Flip, which was really nice.
Which I see is the standard way of getting across that opening pit now. Phoenix getting the map from Shadow here as well.
Yeah, so I believe this will be his second map.
He's got...
And he also knows where water is. He didn't get it, though.
Samura1man returning to GTG here.
Yep, so now we'll start doing some gate clips. I'm having a little bit of trouble with these keys.
Oh, and Samura1man.
Oh, did he fail the first one?
Yep. There we go. Second try, best try.
Yeah. So this trick right here is why GTG is pretty easy to do as child. This trick doesn't really work nearly as easily as adults. Normally you have to either weird shot or do a much more convoluted method of clipping through this, if I recall.
Like all they're doing is a really easy vine clip.
Yeah, literally you just drop off, immediately drop a true, and then grab it again, and you just clip right on through. So
well, like flicking the control stick up and down, essentially.
Yeah.
Putting it really loosely.
There, and then head over to a 6th. So he will have to get a 7th as adults, since it's not actually possible, if I recall correctly, to get 7 as child. But with only one of them left and already handled 2 of the more difficult ones as adult, it will be very easy for him to get it.
Doing the fire iframes version of this trick. And that'll be his 6th key. There's, I've seen a lot of ways to get into that chest. The one I initially learned was Z targeting the wall and then rolling towards it and then buffering in an A press, but, I mean, getting iframes from the fire is miles easier than that. Phoenix adding hover boots to his inventory there.
For that trick, I always just roll into it once, get hit by the fire, and then just spam roll, and eventually you get it.
And eventually.
Might take 1 try, it might take 20.
It's exactly the same method as getting the Spirit boss key.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so both players starting to pick up some very difficult to find equipment. Phoenix Feather picking up hover boots. Samura1man already having ZL. So we're kind of getting to the point where we're finding a lot of good stuff, and we're starting to really route out what goals we're going to handle when. At what point we kind of want to start going adult, depending on how many goals we have left. Samura1man, for the most part, I think has a lot of what he needs as child already done.
Map and compass is I
think everything else he's got is doable as adults.
Yeah.
Actually, So he's already got the silver. Oh no, silver gauntlets.
Yeah, everything looks good to go on Samurai-Man.
Meanwhile, Phoenix Feather, I think he has to handle 30 Deku Sticks as child still.
Yes.
But other than that, that's about it.
Domain area skulls.
Domain area skulls. Domain area skulls. Yeah, so he's got to knock out. I think he's only got one of those, and I think there's 4 as child.
He's already set up opponent's song for Cowan House later. He's found where the Easter egg is, so there's the 4 knuckles.
Yeah, so typically we'll start seeing players go adult. I'd suspect within a half an hour, maybe an hour, if someone wants to be adventurous. Oh, that's really nice for Samura1man. Picking up DC, that'll be a nice free goal for him, and also bombs. One of the unfortunate... Okay, good, it didn't through the floor there. Sometimes that bugs out.
Because of the way... Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I didn't know how long you were going to talk there. I was so... Getting ISG here, sorry.
This is a nice strat.
Yeah, the lower portion of the Dodongo's skull doesn't load in properly if it's unopened and you come in from King Dodongo's area. So if you don't go through the door properly or at full speed, you walk through the door and Samura1man here trying to do a hover up to the skull to get fast bombs here.
Yeah, this is a really nice strat. It saves you pretty much doing the entire dungeon. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, if you don't enter the door from the second half of DC to this first part here, then you just fall endlessly into the void, and then it's just controller through the TV screen.
Yeah, the only bad side of Samura1man finding the goal here is he's going to have to click off Mabakapa's DC, so he's going to announce that DC is available. Not the end of the world. Phoenix Feather doesn't need it all that much other than bombs.
While we're hyper-focusing...
Yeah,
I was about to say, we're hyper-focusing on Samura1man finding DC, Phoenix Feather finding Ganon's castle, and he can pretty much mark off that defeat 4 different Iron Knuckles is doable. Because eventually he'll be far along enough of his 8 hearts goal that initial hit from the Easter egg Iron Knuckles will not be a problem.
Yeah, and that and Sky Temple was also super easy to do as adults, so he is in no rush whatsoever to get done that goal as long as he gets it done sometime in the next 2 hours. All right, Samura1man doing the ground jump there and heading over to grab the map and compass. That'll be a nice free goal, so that'll be his 4th goal done. And Phoenix finding ZL as well, and he is very happy about it.
As I said, ZL, very easy to find. It was only just a matter of time. He just exit Colossus to Wasteland.
So that's going to open up Light Trial to him. I don't even think you need any other... Actually, I guess you need Hook Shot or a lot of hovering.
Light Trial you can do with a ground jump as adult.
Oh, okay. So ground jump is a really handy little trick. Basically, it's kind of hard to explain, but you shield an explosion in a certain way that you basically store that weird animation of Link jumping straight up, and then he's able to walk over to a ledge that you can't normally get on top of just with ledge grabbing, and then do the inputs for a backflip. However, instead, because you have that ground jump stored, Link jumps straight up a tiny little bit, which is just enough to let him actually grab the ledge.
I believe what actually happens is, sorry. So you can do it off of a pot, a bomb, something that triggers Link's trying to pick up a thing animation, and you cancel that animation by immediately shielding. And you can do this because if Link has his sword out, he tries to put away his sword, and then you shield it, and then you interrupt the animation of Link trying to pick up the thing. But if that thing is destroyed before, say, the bomb explodes or the pot gets braked or you get damaged away from the item you're trying to pick up, then you're stuck in this weird state where if you backflip or do a side hop, you'll jump straight upwards, as Key just explained.
So now Samura1man picking up the gold skulls here. Oh, 1 skull child from each child dungeon.
Yeah, one each child dungeon.
Yep.
I believe he picked one up in Deku earlier, so all he needs to do is find Jabu.
Yep. Yeah, he picked up, and also Jabu will also lead him to all 4 skulls in Jabu. So that's actually a pretty nice pickup.
It's almost as if it was planned the whole time.
You know what? I didn't notice it. Thank you very much.
Oh no!
Leaving
The
DC goes
Beta
to
Quest
DC.
special. Leaving the
That's
area
cool.
brings you to the area.
Not a
There's
big deal. You can just save warp out, but really funny.
I was doing a solo Blackout Beta Quest seed a while ago, and the last goal I needed was Stone of Agony because the entire time leaving House of Skulltilla was House of Skulltilla. So that flew under my radar for several hours, and that was frustrating. But that can happen. If you're in an area, say, as I said, my leaving House of Skulltilla brings you to House of Skulltilla, the only way to find it is if you were to get that location in Kakariko from leaving House of Skulltilla and either dying or playing Sun Song. Speaking of Sun Song, neither of the players have found it yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's a single loading zone. It's not too unusual to not find it. Usually there's a handful of loading zones you never really just come across. Kind of unfortunate because it's nice to pick up Sun Song.
It's very nice, yeah.
But definitely not essential for anything. Alright, Phoenix Feather picking up ZL.
One of my favorite running gags of Beta Quest is when leaving a loading zone brings you to where it should give you in the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone calls it a right warp, and I still haven't gotten over how funny of a name that is.
Alright, Samura1man being able to check some of those graves and some of these back heck areas. Meanwhile, Phoenix back to exploration.
Interesting
finding
there.
King Dodongo. Oh, this is nice.
King Dodongo necessary for which player had to win Bomb 2 prize?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Samura1man needs to
Samura1man.
find that eventually, but leaving it brings him to Spirit Temple, and the question is, will Phoenix? He shrugs it off. He's probably gonna go for that map.
Yeah, it's much easier to get as child than adults.
Yes,
it's a bit of a time sink.
It
but
is. Hey, you get 10 shoes out of it.
Yeah, that's true. You also get 10 shoes. 7 maps is kind of a lot. So you kind of have to take a couple time-consuming ones. Yeah, so now finding King Dodongo will be nice for Phoenix Feather later once he gets bombs. It's a
Plus,
nice
it's the heart
container for him. Yeah, exactly. It's a nice free heart, so it lets him work towards 8 hearts. It makes Iron Knuckles a lot easier. He could potentially do it with Choose, but
yeah,
really frustrating to do.
I'm learning how to do King Dodongo with Choose right now, and oh boy,
why would you ever put yourself through that?
Because I want to go fast, dude. 'Tis the life of a speedrunner. Samura1man going through a chain. I don't think I've seen him go through, but there he is in Death Mountain Crater.
So now this must be the other of those two.
Spirit
might be new.
Yeah, Spirit Temple as child. The child section is also really good early on if you can get through this initial section. Say if you have a Deku stick, so you can kill the first Armos there, because there is a Deku shield in here, which is extremely good for Beta Quest.
And Samura1man, that warp just took him straight back to Kokiri Forest.
Oh, no.
So not fantastic.
Could have taken him to worse places.
Yeah, it's true. Alright, entering Forest Temple.
And brings him right back to the fort.
Yep. Oh, this is a nice loading zone to check. You don't get to check that very often. That's always nice.
Yeah.
The other side of Zelda, I mean.
Of course, the infamous story of Runner Guy discovering ZL was leaving ZL, so the only way he could discover that loading zone was to get to where we just saw Samura1man was in guards. RG had to die into the loading zone so that he spawned in guards and then died and then got ZL.
Can you even use like bombs in that loading zone?
Nope. That's why he had to die into a loading zone.
Oh dear lord. It's fantastic.
Well, no, it wasn't. Of course, with Map and Compass in DC, Samura1man with a 2-goal lead over Phoenix Feather here with a little under 2 hours left to go.
Yeah, this is still very much anyone's game. Phoenix Feather, a lot of his goals are going to end up being late game goals that he's just going to be working on for a lot. 8 hearts, 7 maps. So we'll probably see him start to clean up after the 2-hour mark, I would suggest.
Oh, 100%. We're gonna see goals flying left, right, center, and directions you didn't even know existed in the later half of this run.
Yeah, once you get later on in the run, you start to get a lot more purpose in the movements, that you know how to get to the path you want to get to. Samura1man finding Zelda again.
Oh my god.
Because, oh, there we go.
Oh, finding ZL gets you the combo meal.
That's really nice.
Oh.
So that's super good for Samura1man. Now he's going to be able to check a lot more loading zones a lot more quickly. It might not seem like the biggest of deals, but this is very, very nice.
Yeah. So as I said, if you play Sun Song in an area where time does not pass normally, say, Kakariko, Fort, all that stuff, the area will reset and you will respawn from where the area you just came from would randomly bring you. So if you exit Impa's house and you play Sun Song, you will find which area inside of Impa's house to Kak would bring you. So...
And Phoenix Feather working his way through Spirit. He should be able to pick up that map now.
In just a few moments here.
So this is map number 3, I think.
I recall him being at 4, but I could be mistaken.
So I know he got Deku Tree.
Yep.
Right? He's now getting Spirit.
He got Shadow.
He got Shadow. I know he found Water, but he didn't get the map yet.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's it. And has he found any other dungeons?
It's hard to say.
Did anyone find Ice?
Yes, Ice Cavern was found. It was
Okay.
It was a market loading zone because it did that sweet TG fact.
Okay. Did Phoenix Feather find that? Or was that Samus?
I think that was Samura1man.
Okay. So nice little clip, Samu.
Yeah, I've never seen this the up method before. The method I usually use to clip into this wall is if you target that right wall, that rock wall, and you do a backflip, and then you release Z target during the backflip, and you flick left and then target, you have the precise angle you need to clip through with a jump slash.
Yeah, it's a pretty forgiving angle, so normally you can kind of just check it. So this is actually a really, really nice spot to check here for Samura1man. So warping to that spot and then sunsonging is actually a pretty rare loading zone to check. It's really hard to check normally. So either dying there or playing Sunsong is nice.
Because that is where the minigame would bring you. And look at that back-to-back, but Samura1man not playing Sunsong there. We could have seen a back-to-back Sunsong check there because he was put into Windabell after the cutscene as child, playing Song of Storms and lowering the well. Finding a fairy fountain, but it's either double defense or double magic, so he's not interested, and leaving that's going to take him to Deku. He's already found a skull in Deku, so he's not interested in staying.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, there we go. Instant reset.
Was that him that did it before, or was that Phoenix Feather
I
that
believe
did that before? So I think that exact same thing happened early in the race. That's great. Iron Arrow, there are a lot of tournaments going on for most games. I know just in OoT alone, there's this tournament and the Ocarina
No I Am Wrong
Time
tournament
Champion
is still
Series,
going on.
and the No I Am Wrong tournament still going on. You might need to just check with those individual communities.
Samura1man going back to GGG here.
Yeah.
And Phoenix picking up this skull.
Is he? Oh, it's probably for the. I think did he find the skull house? So maybe he's getting those 10 skulls.
Okay, maybe to save himself an RBA. Or no, he's dying. Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's also nice. Yeah, that area can be really frustrating because there's only like if you're on the ground, there's only 3 different loading zones to check, and it takes forever to kill yourself if you don't have bombs and ocarina to damage damage buffer more like. And those levers, I swear, they smell fear, and if you want to die, they will ignore you. If you want to live, they will come after you with a vengeance. So that's actually a really nice way to kill yourself there. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, and Sunsong doesn't work in Colossus because time passes normally because they wanted to make the worst location in the game possible.
Alright, Phoenix Feather doing another clip here to check this loading zone that's only available normally as adults. And hitting Ocarina.
Ah, nice.
Oh, and
Samurai
Man
Man
hits the hook shot.
Oh my
Samu
god, lots
definitely
of
getting the
things to
better
be
end of that bargain.
lots of things to be excited about right now.
Yeah, Ocarina is really nice for if you also get Sunsong, because then you can play Sunsong very, very quickly. Otherwise, dropping bugs and picking back up the Ocarina items takes a while.
Yep.
But
there are also locations where you can't use a bottle, but you can use Ocarina, such as some shops.
That's true.
I think. I know there's a couple of house locations where it's annoying to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Who cares? We're only commentators.
We're only the people talking about the game, explaining it for the people watching the stream.
Yeah, Samu definitely getting the better end of this deal here. Hookshot is so useful as soon as you go adult.
And hookshot important for him.
What it was?
I didn't, because we were watching Phoenix Feather. Samura1man, benefiting off the hookshot for a number of reasons. He can do Jabu skulls super quickly as adults. GTG keys, now you can weird shot. That's very important. Yeah. It helps with beating the Spirit Temple, so you can help with the Twin Robo fight. 5 keys in Shadow Temple.
Yeah, you basically need it for 5 keys in Shadow Temple. You can do it without hookshot. I've done it once. It requires a lot of hovering.
So I believe Samura1man has everything he needs to complete the rest of his goals.
Yeah, he just needs to find places. That's half the battle.
One of the downfalls, of course, of finding Zelda's Lullaby is the owl spawns.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't have a chew to target, you are talking to the guy.
Oh, it does get rid of the one in front of Cac, though, which is nice.
Yeah. Phoenix doing a setup for the clip here, even though he has shield. So he can do the quick spin shield method. That's a lot faster than doing a bunch of flips.
Yeah. Really Phoenix Feather finding Fire Temple. That'd be nice for a map later. That's super easy to get as adult too.
Yeah.
To which we're going to hit that loading zone. It's just Aqua Escape. And off of that finding.
Nice.
Not too shabby. So I suspect he'll pick up Boomerang and the map.
Jabu rivaling Spirit Temple for longest map to get, I think, question mark? Maybe Fire Temple? Maybe I should just stop saying things I can't prove?
Yeah, I mean, the Boomerang is helpful to get up anyway, for the Zora's Domain skulls.
Yes.
If nothing else.
If you don't want to hover to them, at least.
Yeah. Which no one ever wants to hover to them.
One of my favorite... I'm gonna hazard to say BQ only things you can do. Say you're after compasses. One of my favorite thing is defeating the tentacle in the map room and then leaving the room before the map chest spawns so you can quickly get to the compass.
So now I think this will be map number 3 for Phoenix with 2 bats for later. 4.
Because he has Shadow.
Yes, he has Shadow. Yeah. So this will be his 4th, and he knows where 2 others are. So he really only needs to come across 1 more. And that'll be one of his hardest goals, pretty much handled with plenty of time to spare.
There we go. We'll see Phoenix be tackling Jabu Jabu here, so... nothing too special to talk about on his stream. God, I love that grin emote so much. Oh my god.
Alright, and Samura1man still looking for those couple extra loading zones he's missing. He's still missing Jabu, which, if I recall correctly, was a little... Oh no, it's just Aqua Escape gets him there.
Yeah, exactly.
What else still He's still looking for Nair's Love. He's,
he has
did he find Shadow Temple?
I don't think so.
And still looking for Spirit Temple boss room.
He needs King Dodongo as well. Because we saw Phoenix find it.
Oh, that's true. Yep. And he also has to find where actual Bombshrew Bowling is as well. That's a
that might be the more important bit of the two.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate goal because you need to find 2 single area loading zones, and it's very easy for one of them to be child only and one of them to be adult only. It's a very frustrating goal.
Phoenix, probably a minute away from getting boomerang here.
Yeah, getting destroyed by that Octorok, not a fantastic thing. Always go safe. Oh, throwing Rudo there.
Oh, hey, shout out to Runner Guy in the chat.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm kind of looking at his goal, Phoenix Feather does not look in terrible shape. I mean, he's pretty set up for a lot of his goals.
Yeah, I said earlier he has a lot of stuff he can chain together rather quickly.
And he's got a fair amount of knowledge as well on loading zones.
Yeah. He's got Cowan House prepped and ready to go for when he goes to Lon Lon as adult. He's got, he hasn't found Forest Temple, but, he's already defeated 2 of his 4 Iron Knuckles, and he knows where the Easter egg is. So when he's farther along his Heart's goal, he can go clear that out really easily. He has ZL, so Light Trial is just a, ground clip away.
So Samu hitting another...
Ground jump. I don't know why I've been confusing those 2 tricks for, like, the past week.
Alright, Samu hitting King Dodongo. So this is good for him. And he also did find another red fire, whatchamacallit, magic spot. I'm not sure if that was the same one as before. If it was the other one, then the next one he gets will probably be a green fire. And he'll have a 50-50 shot at getting it. At getting Nero's Love more like.
God, it's the simple things you appreciate in Ocarina of Time. The very small time saves and holding down shield when you're on that button so Rudo instantly drops. It's cool.
So, Phoenix Feather, I believe this is the map room. I honestly very rarely do all of Jabu, so I lose track a lot.
Yeah, funny thing is, if you defeat the tentacle and then leave the room before the map chest spawns, that map chest will never spawn.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's actually fantastic. So I know that was an old glitchless strat to leave the room before the spawns.
That was funny.
Yeah. We see an extra bomb, not the end of the world.
No, that was a bomb flower he whiffed with.
Yeah, I mean, he had to pull an extra bomb because...
Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, of course.
Gosh, TG.
I'm so bad at my job.
So now Phoenix Feather is gonna check where leaving Jabu goes. Either that or he'll check where Baronade goes. I suspect checking leaving. Because he could save warp right now and check where entering Jabu goes, but I think he already checked that a while ago, and it's very easy to check that.
Yeah.
So it's worth taking the extra 30 seconds to walk back. Meanwhile, Samura1man has to watch this cutscene in order to unlock Bomb Shoe Bowling. So we'll be sitting in that for another minute. One of the nice things, though, about Beta Quest is that a lot of these long cutscenes for beating dungeons have actually been kind of cut down. So they are quite a bit shorter. So it's not terrible.
There we go. Shout out to, shoot. Shout out to MZX Rules for cutting down a lot of the text in these longer cutscenes.
Oh, sorry for missing your question, Breezy. So yeah, these guys are both working off the same card they drafted off of. So they have different goals, but chose them off each other from the same card.
So what you're seeing is not a bingo card. These are a bullet point list of each of the 12 goals they drafted from the 25 goal bingo card.
Yep. These guys are also working on the same seed of this beta quest. So, like when Phoenix Feather just entered that side loading zone or brought him to Ice Cavern, Samura1man, if he enters that same loading zone, will also end up at Ice Cavern. And actually, that was really nice for Phoenix Feather as well. That's potentially his 7th map if he comes back as adult. Though, really frustratingly, you can't do that loading zone as adult.
Yeah. The Iron Arrow, that number is how many goals they have left to complete. The lower the number, the better.
Yep, it is a race to either complete all 12 goals or to be the one who has completed the most goals after 3 hours. And we are rapidly approaching the halfway mark of this competition. So I suspect we're going to start seeing some players going adult soon, some more targeted completion of goals.
I'm still totally on the side of Samura1man just going adult right now. I don't really see any other goals he needs to complete as child.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a couple of maybe market loading zones he'd want to check first, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I think going adult would not be a terrible move right now. I mean, he's got Hookshot. I think he knows where Shadow Temple is. I mean, those are the two real pieces of equipment you kind of want to know where they are before you go adult. The only other one is potentially where Phantom Ganon is in case you have to go back in time for some reason.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to be super important for him right now.
You know, Samura1man finally fighting the collapsed Stalfos.
I hate fighting those Stalfos. It takes forever.
I love fighting Stalfos, man.
It's not too bad when you have a mirror shield here, but if you have a Deku shield, it's very frustrating.
they'll just go. If you accidentally walk into the rock or the fire, yeah.
Yeah, I think that actually crashes you because Zelda's there. And for some reason, whenever that happens, they always just hide in the flame. Yeah, so basically, each player has 12 goals to complete. Within a 3-hour time limit, the first person to complete all 12 goals wins. If neither player completes all 12 goals within the time limit, the person who has completed the most goals wins. If there's still a tie in the number of goals completed after 3 hours, then there's a half an hour overtime. Which, if we end up getting there, we'll explain all the rules for, but it's pretty straighthtroughly.
Phoenix picking up another heart here. Yep, we were about to say the same thing.
Taking his second shot at Bongo.
Maybe this time better luck with actually hitting Bongo during the rushdown.
Alright, Samu's gonna check where actually taking that owl from the top of DMT goes by killing himself there. No worries. This is not an ordinary match, so feel free, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
So, interesting child strats for Bongo. Weirdly enough, Boomerang does not stun the hands, but Fairy Slingshot does. I don't know what's up with that. And there we go, Bongo down. Phoenix using the Master Sword this time instead of the stick.
Yeah, so for anyone who's more recently joining us, this is the Beta Quest draft tournament. Beta Quest is a ROM hack of it's a mod of Ocarina of Time.
No, ROM hack
randomizes the loading zones. I'm sorry, yeah, either way. But it's a ROM hack of Ocarina of Time that randomizes the loading zones based on a seed, which is the file name you select. So both players have drafted 12 goals against each other off of a single bingo card and are racing to complete those goals as quickly as possible.
Samura1man needs this, No, he doesn't. I lied. Phoenix needs to get doping skills.
Alright, Phoenix Feather opting to actually complete the Shadow Temple to see where that blue warp leads.
Yeah, another interesting loading zone mix-up is that all the loading zones are randomized, and you could enter Graveyard from where defeating Bongo gets you, but it's the same place where entering from Kakariko gets you, so it's very, very easy to confuse the two. The only the easiest way to tell the difference between the two is if it's the first time you've entered from there and the intro cutscene doesn't play. So there's a lot of very small, annoying loading zones like that you slowly get wiser to the more you play beta quests.
So now, this is what I was talking about earlier. These levers know when you want to die.
They don't seem to be
They're ignoring him!
Oh my god!
They're so frustrating!
And now they're just not spawning, dude. There we go, getting right up and close and personal with that. He's down. Yeah, there's also a white flag.
So I'll have to keep in mind. Oh, go ahead.
But yeah, sometimes that white flash is also influenced where you enter to Graveyard, so it's... I don't know. Ooh, Phoenix. Oh wait, no, it's Samura1man who hasn't done Aqua Escape. Never mind.
Yeah, he's the one who needs to do it to find Jabu. It is called Beta Quest because that is what MZX Rules, who is the person who created the ROM hack, called it. I'm sure there's a reason, I just don't know what it is.
I believe it's named after the Beta Quest codes that were, they refer... Okay, I really should look it up myself, but what I think it means is referring to, like, the Beta Quest areas that are sort of hidden in Ocarina of Time. So, quite famously, if you do a wrong warp in Jabu with bombs, you load into this incomplete version, like this beta incomplete version of Jabu, I think.
I did not know those guys could drop bombs, by the way.
Oh, Stall Children?
Yeah, I didn't know they dropped bombs.
Don't think I knew that either.
It's handy.
It must be really rare. And Phoenix, is this the first time he's getting magic? I believe so.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, Jailhawk, this is an Ocarina of Time ROM hack called Beta Quest where the loading zones are randomized. So you'll be seeing quite a bit of that.
Yeah, just randomly jumping around all the place.
So now, did Phoenix actually need magic for anything?
I
mean, it gives him quick spins, which is nice.
Yeah. Plus, it also gives him a new loading zone.
That's true. It
right?
opens up those loading zones. That's a really good point.
I thought that just fires a normal arrow, Kokorad.
You only need magic to actually fire an elemental arrow. You can fire normal arrows.
No, I meant if you like bottle loop over ice arrows, equip ice arrows, and then gain a quiver somehow, and then fire it. Like, does it prevent you from firing elemental arrows?
No, you could still fire it normally, but it would just fire a normal arrow.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, Samura1man, about to find Jabu, so that'll be
there we go.
For him. Actually, that'll be 2 goals for him.
Yep.
That's his last child dungeon as well.
He already found skulls in both DC and Deku, and yeah.
So Samura1man starting to pull somewhat dangerously ahead here, coming up to the halfway mark. Definitely not over. There's still a lot that can happen. Phoenix Feather bagging up a lot of those goals, but he's gonna need to start clearing those out.
Yeah, Samura1man is entering that getting ahead threshold. For sure.
I'm not too worried about Phoenix at this point. He definitely knows how to manage his time very well. It's very easy in this kind of situation if you're not as experienced to spend too much time looking and not have enough time to complete your goals. But Phoenix Feather very experienced at this. I'm not too worried. He's doing a clip here. What's Phoenix Feather clipping here? Oh, he's doing a clip for the Rudo's letter exit.
Ah, okay, interesting.
I haven't seen this in a while.
Oh, yeah. I guess if you really don't... Oh, he failed it. I didn't actually know about this.
Yeah, there's a couple weird ways to do it. I think that's what he's doing. Okay, he's not gonna bother going for it again. There's a couple of weird setups there to clip out of bounds and then swim over. Fun little setups.
A very nice side effect of choosing milk as one of your goals is that as long as it's in your inventory, you have a very easy way to RBA bombs.
Very true.
which might be a savior in some situations.
This game can be somewhat annoying about bomb drops. You can't just reload the area over and over again to replenish bushes.
Exactly.
Phoenix gonna be, I believe, the first to check this loading zone.
Is it gonna be something good? We're looking for a map.
Oh, that's
really very important.
So Phoenix has to be a little bit careful with there. He does need to do the glitch to get that Skulltula at the bottom of Forest Temple. So he will take note of that and come back. That is super easy for him to do as adults. All right, he will check to see if he gets Pharaoh's Wind. That would actually be very helpful.
Pharaoh's Wind, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah.
He already has, I believe... I don't think Phoenix Feather has Hookshot.
No, but he could actually set that in Ice Cavern since that's not gettable as adults. So that could be a nice and easy map. Though honestly, the map in Forest Temple is probably faster.
Since he's already in there getting the Skulltulas and the like.
Yeah, I guess it would let him skip Fire Temple map, since that would take forever.
The ZL is the hardest song in the game. Many runs have been lost to this
3 different
segment.
directions to hit. It's super
and you have to do it twice in a row.
I know. Who has that kind of consistency?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Nair's Love. Oh, that's super important for Samurai.
For Samurai.
So, funnily enough, the Nair's Love entrance goes to Nair's Love.
Eventually.
Eventually. Alright, so I'm sure Samuel will probably pick that up at some point.
Oh, Samura1man not going for Vibruto, probably disappointing everybody in chat, hopefully.
I'm very happy he did that.
Oh, are you a Vibruto hater?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know how we're working together in the same commentary booth then.
Forever. She's the worst. She talks too much.
Phoenix picking up Requiem.
Nice loading zone to check. He'll find GTG very nicely. Because, you know, that's helpful to him.
Choose or choose.
True. I think he's still got quite a few. Actually, he doesn't have bombs yet, though, so. Alright, Samu picking up that boomerangs. Now you can go ahead and pick up those last 3 Jabu Jabu skulls.
Besides, GTG is also really nice because that gets you ice arrows, so you can get yourself a fake bow really early.
True. So this will be
Shoutouts to doing
6
Phantom Ganon with RBAing Ruto's letter throughout the entire fight. God, that highlight was so good.
That sounds like the worst.
Because you can RBA Ruto's letter to modify your arrow count, but then you get only one shot of it. Because after you fire an arrow, the game's like, "Oh, you don't have a quiver. Let me remove all your arrows." So for each shot, you need to re-RBA Ruto's letter. The things you do for the sake of Beta Quest.
Alright, Samu heading over to that last gold skull. And Phoenix Feather out of the cutscene. We'll see when he decides to check that. Let's check where Requiem went, I mean.
Iron Arrow, I think it's important not to conflate ignorance for stupidity. Anyway, you were saying?
No, yeah, I'm just kind of thinking, what does Phoenix Feather really still need? He's still kind of looking for a hook shot. Is there anything really huge he needs other than that? I mean, he needs the Zora's Domain skulls, which I think he's still missing 2 of the child ones, I think. I honestly have not been paying attention.
And Samura1man on his way to the pre-boss chamber to pick up the last Skulltilla he needs for the 2-for-1 goal he has in Jabu.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He hit the graveyard, but the kid's still walking around. It looks like it's night, but it's not. So we'll have to leave.
Shout out to Cutscene that changed time of day. Hashtag Requiem. Hashtag Hylian Feels.
Yeah, graveyard's probably one of the more frustrating places to get stuck, especially during the day, because there's so few loading zones to hit. But there's a lot of loading zones that get you there. So you end up hitting it a lot, and then you just get stuck in an annoying cycle.
Samura1man doing a basic buffered mega flip on the way over.
Hey man,
and he gets
harp on those simple buffered mega flips.
It's actually my life. I would never harp on it.
They're the core of mega flips. So the way they got Master Sword as child was by dying during the collapse sequence. That actually just automatically equips the Master Sword to your B button, whether you are child or adult.
Yeah. So the reason is because of that. It was a fix for a problem where during the final Ganon fight, when Ganon knocks away your sword, it was, I believe, in 1.0. Correct me, stop me if I'm wrong. But in 1.0, if you were to save after that point, you would be swordless. And as a way to fix that, if you died at collapse, the game would just automatically re-give you your Master Sword to try and get around that problem. So you can exploit that as a child in Beta Quest.
I've never actually tried it in 1.0, so I'm not sure. But
somebody will correct me.
So Samu picking up that 4th Jabu Jabu skull, and I was gonna check where entering Marinade goes.
And Samu, massive lead here. Up 4 goals.
Yeah, still have almost an hour and a half to go though, so definitely still room for Phoenix to pull this out.
Yeah, Phoenix on his way to Temple of Time, I believe. He's gonna get the Iron Knuckles, right?
Does he actually have enough? I guess they only do 4.
Yep, he definitely does. He'll have half a heart after this, so I guess we're gonna see.
I was surprised he didn't catch that in the first place.
Oh, Neighbor's Love, nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't catch that before he went in.
I didn't. I think this is the most useful I've ever seen Neighbor's Love be ever. Like, honestly.
Yeah, he's just gonna tank
this
guy.
Yeah, really.
This is great.
This is awesome.
So, for anyone who hasn't played the game recently, this is Mirror's Love. This is the actual code of Mirror's Love. No one ever actually uses it anymore. It's useful for some glitches that there are much better ways to do nowadays. Like you can do super slides very easily. But that's Mirror's Love.
Explaining Nehru's love instead of the Easter egg. Sorry.
Oh, the Easter egg.
Oh, you were joking.
No one ever uses Nehru's Love anymore. I'm just gonna shut up for a couple minutes.
Oh my god, Key.
You know what, TG? I don't appreciate this.
Oh my goodness. Okay, where were we? Phoenix and Field, Samura1man leaving Spirit.
Want to tell him what what that area actually was?
Yeah, that was
too busy
Nehru's
dying
love.
on the inside. Screw you, teacher. I'm too busy dying on the inside.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, the area of Phoenix was just in Beta Quest. One of the grottos in the overworld is randomly picked to be this, I believe it's colloquially known as the Sky Temple, but it's an Easter egg where 3 iron knuckles freeze you in place, and in order to continue the fight, you need to tank at least 1 hit from them, and then you're free to defeat all 3 of them at once. If you're able to defeat 3 of them, 3 chest spawns. It could be either a Deku Shield, a Hylian Shield, or extra bomb shoes.
And Nehru's Love is really useful there.
Shout out to Nehru's Love. Phoenix, Finding Sun Song. Okay, something to talk about other than fairy spells.
That'll be really nice with that ocarina he's got.
Shout out to Samura1man's one of his goals.
Alright, so Phoenix gonna be there for a little bit. Samura1man checking for some bomb drops, gets a couple. And
side hopping through straight acid.
And he's gonna head over to check where fishing goes. I think
Phoenix it goes to Shadow Temple, no?
Oh, that's true, it does, yes. So Samu's gonna enjoy that. So he might already know that.
It's a really weird side effect of doing multiple beta quests when you have 2 different seeds, but a loading zone leads to the same place, and you feel like you're wrong about it. It did go to Shadow Temple. Look at that.
Yeah. So that's actually going to be a little annoying for Samura1man unless he finds Nehru's Love. It's not too difficult to get into fishing as adult without raising the water. It's just somewhat annoying to hover it, but not the end of the world. He's got bombs, he can hover it.
Yeah.
So he'll bank that and pick that up once he goes adult. I'm suspecting we're going to see him go adult soon. I think he's kind of like looking for bomb shoe bowling. Because that's the only thing that can maybe screw with him if it's a child-only loading zone. But I think he's checked most of those at this point, so he must be thinking about it.
Yeah.
Definitely, if they're not adults by the 2-hour mark, or at least heavily thinking about it, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I'm getting more worried for Phoenix. Samura1man is picking up more and more of a lead, and Phoenix has all these goals that he has banked up, and all he needs to do is go adult and just hammer them all out. He is missing hookshot though, isn't he?
That's true, he is.
Okay. So I guess he's waiting on hookshot to finally pull the trigger, but he also hasn't gotten 30 Deku sticks either.
True. Yeah, that is doable as child only. He also hasn't gotten a couple. I think he's still missing at least 2 of those Zoro domain skills. I think he's just looking for those.
Oh, right.
There's Zelda. He'll hit Fire Temple again.
Or Sun Song, you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry, Sun Song. Do you happen to remember where was hookshot? I don't remember off the top of my head.
I can't remember.
Oh, that's right. We weren't paying attention when Samu hit it.
Yeah, because we were looking at DC, right?
Yeah, we were looking at something on Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the somewhat frustrating part of this game, is that sometimes you just need 1 loading zone or 2 loading zones, and the game just is not being cooperative.
And you just have to find a way to go without it.
Alright, Phoenix is attempting to do this clip again.
And Samura1man going over the East Gate here. I don't think either player has found the field from East Gate. That's going to reward him with the Green Carpenter. Except, nope, back to Cac.
Unfortunately, Phoenix fails that clip again. I think he's going to go for it now, because he needs to check new loading zones. Oh, nope, he's going to leave instead.
Huh.
Yeah, that clip is actually kind of funny. You backwalk, you like slowly backwalk off and jump slash on a certain frame, and you just jump slash. It clips right through that wall. It's a really strange setup.
I need to look up a video for that.
It's really niche. It's very rare that it comes up.
I figured.
In fact, this is the first time I've seen anyone like try to do it in a Beta Quest race. I'm sure it comes up, but it's not often done.
Phoenix probably feeling the time crunch there. He was in an area of collapse that he wasn't there before because Zelda was waiting to be escorted down the ramp, but he just goes back into the entrance again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to get a little worried for Phoenix now. I'm thinking he might have to just go with.
Oh, okay, Phoenix, please, somebody tell Phoenix to unequip Deku Shield. Good. Okay, thank God. Thank God. I was about to have a conniption fit for him.
I mean, he could have gotten another one, not the end of the world, but just really annoying. But I'm honestly
thinking it's one of his goals. But...
does Phoenix just need to go adult at this point and abandon 2 of his goals? I'm not sure if that's gonna really work out for him, but
because when Samura1man goes adult, Blue Gauntlets is almost going to be instant because he's just going to go to Cac, get the Pocket Cocoa, and RBA it for an easy Blue Gauntlets goal. He already has the Silver Gauntlets he picked up earlier. 7 GTG keys is just a Requiem play away, and he already knows where Shadow Temple is. All he needs to do is find ZL, go to Sun Song, exit Sun Song, and then he'll peel a lake from fishing, and then enter fishing, and he's right there. And he's killed King Dodongo earlier, so all he needs to do is find bowling, and that's a free goal, so he's got sitting on that. So it's really not looking great for Phoenix here in the last, approaching the last hour of this race.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely still a lot of time for Phoenix to get done what he needs to do. He just needs to get lucky on 1 loading zone. But, yeah, Samu definitely has an advantage right now, but this is still a pretty open race.
Yeah, I don't know.
There we go.
It is tight. There we go, Phoenix.
All right.
Look at that expression on his face. That was the biggest Poland D I've seen from a human being in quite some time.
I'm significantly less worried about Phoenix.
It's go time for Phoenix if he wants to get back in this race and prove to us that we really are. Yeah.
So Blue Gauntlets is actually a glitch in the game where the player gets the Silver Gauntlet and then does a trip called Reverse Bottle Adventure.
Yep.
With
Pocket Cocoa on seat right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to explain all of RBA on this stream because it would take me forever. But basically, it's a trick that affects what that particular permutation affects what color gauntlets you have on based on what strength upgrade you have, and it gives you a blue gauntlets.
It also gives you Adult's Wallet, which would be good for Phoenix.
Also true.
And you were talking about earlier how the first hour is exploration, the second hour is pretty much prep, and the third hour is you definitely see them moving with more purpose. That was a great way of putting it, and we see there Samura1man going straight for Fort there. Now that they've noted down where each of the loading zones are, we're going to see this last hour be a lot less sloppy. And look at that, the Trials barrier has been dispelled.
Nice. Oh baby, now we can see where Trials goes without without using bombs.
There you go, Phoenix Feather adding the hook shot to his hardware store.
The little music note means that, if I recall correctly, that means that is the stream that you were hearing sound from. You're hearing game sound. Hey, Samu hitting the whatchamacallit?
The end of Song
The
of Time
Ocarina of Time.
cutscene.
I'm sorry, yeah, the Song of Time cutscene. So he's gonna where that goes.
I forgot the stick had a block animation, to be honest. This is pretty funny.
It's very helpful.
Oh, is Samura1man playing with switch targeting? Oh no.
Oh, it's a 6, not a note. Yeah, that is just the number of goals he has left. These two guys, they do not have the same goals because the way this match works, it's a draft match. So the match begins with pulling up a bingo board with 25 goals, and the players exchange picking goals they want to do. And so each player ends up with 12 goals they could do with 1 goal left over that no one has to handle. So it is a way of drafting their 12 goals. And yes, all of these loading zones are randomized based on the seed that they are both working off of. Alright, we are definitely getting to the end of the exploration of this. I think, especially Samu definitely has a good idea of where most of his goals are. There's still the couple that he's still looking for where Twin Rova is and where Bombchu Bowling and Nehru's Love are. But for the most part, I mean, the other 2 goals, he can definitely clear up. I think we're going to see him go adult right here.
And there goes Samurai.
Yeah, you can see Samura1man definitely moved through those loading zones with a purpose to get to this. He noted down earlier how to get to Master Sword and decided it was time.
So yeah, we keep saying that Phoenix definitely has a lot of goals banked, but Samura1man also has goals banked as well. As I said before, G2G is just a phone call to Requiem away. Blue Gauntlets is just a trip to CAC away. Nehru's Love will be an eventual, basically free goal. We saw Phoenix pick that up. And Shadow Temple is really easy to get to as well. So Phoenix is going to have to double time it if he wants to catch up to Samura1man before he's totally left in the dust here as we approach the last hour of this race.
And yes, Bombchu Bowling Price is doable as adults on Beta Quest. You just have to find the loading zone that brings you there. Yeah, this is a bit late to be going adults, but honestly, Samu, the amount of goals he got done as child, I don't think it's a mistake. I am a little worried about Phoenix Feather not going adult yet, but he's still looking for those couple loading zones. There's not much he can do. I think he knows he has to be able to complete most of his goals, if not all of them.
Yeah, Phoenix is definitely in a bad spot right now.
Nice red rupee there. He's already got 99. I do the exact same thing every single time.
I'm not judging. Like, you see, it's a free $20 bill.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix might need to just take the risk and go adult and hope that what he's looking for are adult-only loading zones.
And we knew that Forest Temple is entering Nehru's Love from Colossus. And I believe the 20 rupee grottos bring you to the Temple of Time from the Sword. So next time you're in Phoenix is in Kakariko or the river or anywhere else, there's 20 rupee grottos. You can easily take a trip over and become adult. It's very lucky that that grotto is Temple of Time.
Yeah, that's nice.
Shout out to that one beta quest I had where I didn't find Temple of Time until 40 minutes left. That was nervous.exe.
Yeah, and I think there was a Girder Fortress loading zone that also went to Temple of Time, which is nice.
Yeah, okay.
That's the one Samurai used. Oh, finding inside a Spirit Temple. And there's Temple of Time again.
Temple of Time.
So there's 3 ways to get there now.
Cool. The grotto with the 2 redeads is its own loading zone. I was talking about the open grotto. Why are they always using the bugs? Well, if you catch bugs, or if you're holding a bottle in your hand with contents in it, and you backflip, press the bottle button, and then an item you can hold in your hand, you can play it like a fake ocarina, as we see here, Samurai playing his sword, essentially. And that's the way you can use the ocarina without actually having the ocarina item.
Now, I'm not sure if Samurai forgot that day-night cycle passed through, or if he just wanted to set it to day.
Because he needs RBA, no?
Oh, that's true. That's a really good point. Yeah, so
And,
he'll work on that blue gauntlets.
Samu's stream is buffering for me, so I might be a bit behind here.
Just pause it and unpause it.
Okay. Well, he's talking to the Cuckoo lady and getting the pocket cocoa here.
Yep, so now he's just gonna play Sun Song twice, probably set it to day again to catch it, and then RBA.
RBA with bombs, boom, free goal.
Yep. While he's at it, he's going to check some of the adult-only loading zones, or the ones that are much more difficult to hit as child. You can actually hit that loading zone as child.
Phoenix Feather definitely found Temple of Time.
Yeah, he knows. He's hit it a couple times. Alright, Samu getting caught by his guards. Yep. I think that's the only one of those three he hasn't checked yet.
Phoenix, I assume, is going for the Gerudo Fortress Temple of Time exit here?
Was it this one or the lower one? I think it was one of the lower loading zones that brought him to Temple of Time.
So, who knows? Maybe he forgets where it is.
Yeah, I think it was the one that was above GTG and slightly to the left of it. I think that was it. It was one of those two that were above GTG. Alright, Phoenix Feather hitting the Silver Gauntlet's chest. I'm not sure if he's going to bother checking that loading zone. I'd probably just check going back inside Spirit Temple.
They count as the same area as in Pars.
Yeah, makes sense. Checking that, opening the chest is a long cutscene. So it's worth it. Just head back in. And does not work out too well for him, unfortunately.
Check for bomb drops and he gets one.
Hey. Do you remember which Zora's Domain skulls Phoenix is still missing? I know he got the one that was in Zora Fountain on the wall.
I didn't pay attention to see which river skulls he got.
Okay. And Samura1man doing the hover to get to Shadow Temple here. Shouldn't be
Shoutouts to easy tricks for easy players.
Yeah. This is a little bit of an annoying hover because you're
No, it's super annoying. I was kind of being sarcastic. I hate this hover.
Yeah. You can actually set it up with a single bomb, but it's nice to set up with two bombs anyway. Shoutouts to Tektite Hover.
No. I will never shout out to anything involving Tektite hovers.
I would say I missed the time when that was part of the any % route, but that was before my time.
There we go. Samurai reading that it is indeed the fishing place that leads him to Shadow Temple.
Actually, that might not have been before my time. I don't remember.
Well, it's certainly way before mine.
Alright, so Samura1man gonna spend a fair bit of time here in Shadow Temple picking up the hover boots and working on all 5 small keys, but he should have everything he needs for it.
Oh, did Phoenix not pick up that skull? Oh, he's just checking, Oh, did he drop a chew through the... Okay, that's a cool meme.
Somehow.
That's a cool meme.
I didn't know
Samura1man
that could happen.
Moving to pick up hover boots here as he goes to clear through small keys in Shadow.
Yeah, so Phoenix must have already picked up the one in the tree.
Yeah. Are we gonna see the one cycle dead hand? Oh, this looks... Oh, that looks sketchy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it actually hit there. Alright, Phoenix Feather discovering that Raccoon goes straight to GCG and probably not happy about it. So he knows Samura1man probably already checked that.
And as we know, Samura1man is just a Requiem call away from checking off GTG keys. And who knows, maybe when he's finished with Shadow Temple here, he'll OI and instantly go to GTG.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised. I think he's already checked where whatchamacallit, where Entering Shadow went, so he could probably just head straight there. The warp that led to Nair's Love was actually entering the Nair's Love. It went there eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
So I'm sure Simon will check that at some point. And obviously, for anyone in this chat, please do not go to these people's streams and give them hints on where things are.
Oh, that is hyper legal.
Obviously.
Oh, look at this!
Allowed.
Phoenix finding Twin Rova. Has somebody found that yet?
No, that's strange. I didn't realize, because I thought leaving Hookshot was the same as voiding out in Hookshot.
No,
Did
voiding out in Hookshot gives you Graveyard in Hookshot. Because it's supposed to respawn at the beginning, remember?
It's the same. It's the same as entering Hookshot. Then
yes,
I'm dumb. So yeah, I don't think Samu's gonna check that.
I don't know. I routinely said that. Oh, maybe the other player isn't gonna check that eventually during my last commentary, and I was proven wrong literally every single time. But with the amount that Samura1man has to do, in the amount of time left, maybe.
Yeah, fair enough. It might just get stuck accidentally going in there, and there's no other way to go other than leaving Hookshot, so...
Of course, Phoenix already defeating all the required Iron Knuckles for his goals.
And Samu electing to do the weird shot here rather than collecting the rupees. If you're fast, if you're fast doing Hookshots, it is faster, so...
Gets the weird shot.
Oh,
and of course, you're not stuck in there because the gate that locks off this room only has collision from one side, so shoutouts to game designing.
Yeah, so actually one of the interesting things about Beta Quest is that some of the routes within dungeons slightly change. So normally, if you were doing this during normal Ocarina of Time, if I recall correctly, for the route to do all 5 small keys, you would do the clip there, do the small keys at the end of the dungeon, then save warp to come back. But save warping in Beta Quest doesn't put you back in the dungeon, it puts you somewhere else.
Which
so
is another...
Go ahead.
Which is another reason that makes Ferrora's Wind such an indispensable tool in the arsenal of the Beta Quest player.
Yep, absolutely. So, whatchamacallit? Yeah, lacking Ferrora's Wind and he could save warp and then come back again, or he could take a slightly longer route overall through the dungeon, but save time not having to deal with the overworld again.
Yeah, you're really punished for not having Ferrora's Wind in goals, say, 5 Water Temple Skulls.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Usually in that, it's better to just reset and just hit the overworld again. Stuff like that, you kind of just hope to find an easy way to get to Water Temple, so that you can just do it very quickly. Samu checking for bombs there, unfortunately not getting lucky.
Phoenix entering Temple of Time finally. And there he is, going adult. He's got a lot of work to do as we're about to hit the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, definitely not insurmountable. The problem is he's definitely missing out on, that's an interesting
He has
strat.
everything, doesn't he?
That's interesting strat from Samu. I've never actually seen someone do that.
Oh, the ground jump up the block? I've seen that once.
Instead of doing the backflip through the falling spikes. That's really funny.
I guess he only needs the key.
Yeah.
It would be faster. Yes, he did, Sam. All he needs to do is play Requiem, that'll take him right to GTG, and that's another goal.
And he only actually needs 1 more of those keys, because he got 6 of them as a child. Yeah, that hidden block is the normal way to get through the room. You use that hidden block to stop the spikes from falling down.
Yeah, I believe one of the signs hints at it.
Yeah, and also you typically have Lens of Truth, and that actually reveals it.
Yeah.
Alright, Phoenix Feather wasting no time, heading straight to Ice Cavern to pick up the map. So I believe once he'll get this, he'll get Water Temple, and probably Forest, and that'll be his 7 maps, I believe. So now, I think we're going to start seeing Phoenix Feather getting some goals done nice and quick here.
Yeah.
He's set up for a lot of them.
As I said before, he's 3 heart containers away from 8 hearts. Interesting how he didn't get 30 Deku Sticks as child.
Yeah, I think he might have been looking for Lost Woods and just couldn't get a hold of it.
That's not true because he's been in there numerous amount of times.
He actually that's true. He might just be RBAing at his adult then.
Right, that's a thing you can do. I completely forgot.
It's not too hard actually. You it's just RBAing the
egg. Yeah, I forgot
it's actually
about that.
the easier RBAs to do. Yeah, Samura1man beat DC. He just needs to find Bomb True Bowling in order to complete that goal. So as soon as he finds Bomb True Bowling, he can immediately play it.
Yeah, Samura1man is in a very, very good spot in this race.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. It's not the end of the world.
What's up? Oh,
Phoenix did not have an empty bottle to do Blue Fire, so he's gonna...
Oh no!
He was gonna damage boost through the Blue Fire, but this Keith is really being uncooperative. Yeah, Phoenix was gonna... He had a bottle that he could use with Blue Fire, but it's filled with milk.
Yeah.
He could also dupe a bottle, but he doesn't really have anything good to dupe over at the moment. I guess Deku Nuts, but yeah.
He does have a bug in his Deku Nuts slot.
Yep. Oh, that's true. Yeah, he already duped that. So he could drop his bugs, but he'd lose them. He also ran out of bombs, which is the typical way of doing that damage boost through, but not too hard to do with Choose.
Creativity is... That's what I love watching Beta Quest for. You see all these wonky strats.
I was worried for Phoenix there, but he only needed the heart, so he's fine.
Could have duped bugs over NL. That's true.
The true use for NL. So Samura1man actually doing the somewhat casual route for this dungeon, which you don't see very often in speedruns. But again, because he doesn't want to save warp back out, it is a nice way to handle it.
Is this the last key he needs?
He needs the one at the end of the dungeon.
Correct.
After, the boat.
Okay.
He needs one more there, and then that's all 5.
Forgive me, I don't usually do Shadow Temple stuff.
Yeah, especially this 5 small keys. It's not a goal that comes up very often.
Usually it's skulls.
Yeah, there's 2 kind of like long-term shadow goals, the skulls and the keys, and they have very similar but ever so slightly different routes. So
I've also seldomly seen the 4 skulls in Shadow.
Yeah, because that lets you skip ZL.
Yeah.
Alright, Phoenix picking up another heart piece. Will this be 6 hearts for him? Not yet. I think he needs 1 more, I think. I'm not sure why he's going over to check where Enter Ice Cavern is. He literally just checked that when he died.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Maybe, did that go somewhere good that he wants to repeat? I'm honestly not sure. Okay, market. Not super helpful, so he's just going to check another market location. But I think he's already checked all these.
Samura1man having fun with the locals. For interesting definitions of the word having fun with the locals.
Also interesting definition of the word locals.
Well, they're native denizens of this establishment.
They're dead.
And so am I. Phoenix doing RBA here on...
So I guess he must be setting up. He's planning on hitting Cack soon, I guess, to hit the egg. Was there anything else he had to RBA? I guess. I mean, maybe
he has a 3rd bottle now. That might be useful for storing Blue Fire in.
Or actually, he can't RBA bombs, can he? Because that'll... Oh no, he can.
Hey, he's RBAing Nehru's Love. The meme is happening. The meme is happening. Oh my god.
So he's gonna have 1. Okay.
He's gonna have 3 bottles. Oh my goodness.
Nice. Alright, Sam, we're picking up this, I believe this is the last small key. I'm surprised he didn't just keep bottle on B and wait to get the egg.
Yeah. Since he needs that for, we discovered earlier that Field 2 Gerudo Valley is, Skullhouse. Oh, another way to get a hookshot. Okay. Is that
I think that was the main way to get hookshot.
He's doing it again for the heart piece. What a champion, dude.
He RBAing
Nehru's Love and then doing Dompe heart piece race. What a legend of Beta Quest.
I'm so confused right now. I'm like,
Oh, hey, I was right about Samura1man getting the last key, instantly heading to GTG and getting the combo meal of goals here.
Phoenix is giving me so much internal conflict right now.
Well, then pay attention to what Samurai is doing, because he's on his way to increase his lead even further here.
Yep, so now after this, he'll be able to pick up blue gauntlets, but then after that, he's gonna need to find some more loading zones.
Well, he's already found Forest, no?
Oh, that's true.
Colossus Daenerys' love gives him Forest Temple, and he'll need that for getting skulls there.
No, I'm sorry. Phoenix needs Forest Temple, doesn't he? Samurai.
That's what I meant, no? Oh, were we talking?
I'm talking about Samu. Sorry. So I mean, after once Samurai finishes this goal and then also picks up blue gauntlets, he won't be able to complete any more goals till he finds another loading zone.
That is true, but finding Twin Rova was easy, you know?
Yeah, I think Twin Rova was pretty easy, and Nair's level was pretty easy, but he needs to find those loading zones.
Yes.
So they could be a chance for Phoenix Feather to start catching back up.
We do have, we still have like more than 50 minutes left in this matchup, so.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time, but Phoenix Feather is definitely playing from behind right now. Alright, Sam having to deal with these Wolfos. These are really frustrating.
Shoutouts to bottle duping over nuts.
Fortunately, he doesn't have full strength, so he can't just push the block.
Oh, seeing a player play with switch targeting.
Is he really stuck on switch targeting? If so, that sucks. Oh, is he gonna clip this? 'Cause I don't think he can push it, can he? Or can you push it with silver gauntlets and not black?
Yes, you can silver with silver.
Oh, okay, I'm mixing up.
Because that's the item you get from Drudo, dude.
You know what? I would appreciate that.
Shout out to
No,
Casual.
I forgot. I'm too used to doing that with black gauntlets and bingos.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So I just ignore what actual upgrades I need. So yeah, he'll just pick up the hidden one beneath the like here. Whew. That was a little scary.
Phoenix entering Water Temple here to grab another map, and
3 skulls.
Oh, he needs 3 skulls? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
3 skulls.
Pick up both those.
That'll be 2 goals.
He's got everything he needs for that. Oh, he's gonna do the Tektite dive again.
Oh my goodness. And he gets
it! There it is!
Oh, okay, he barely made it. You got me worried there for a moment.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Hey, I'd rather be pessimistic and proven wrong with optimism than be optimistic and proven wrong with pessimism.
Alright, Sam, we're checking where double defense goes. A nice little only loading zone. And not super helpful. Oh, and Phoenix did actually hit 6 hearts, so he is rapidly approaching 8 hearts. He does know where King Dodongo is, but does not have strength or bombs, unfortunately. And I'm not sure if he's familiar with doing it as, with just bomb shoes.
Oh yeah, he is out of bombs. Ooh.
He never found bombs.
Oh, he never found bombs. Oh,
he has not found DC yet.
I forgot that was a thing. Oh no.
Yeah, Samu found it nice and early.
Well,
but,
thankfully, all he needs,
not.
yeah.
It would be a nice map for him too.
Yeah.
Yep. See, no bomb drops.
Ouch.
Those are like 98%. Samu finding Goma. Useful for Phoenix, not so useful for him.
Didn't Phoenix? Oh, you can use. Yeah. How do you defeat? Oh, sorry, that was disgusting. How do you defeat?
Oh, Samu finds
and he finds
bowling.
Bombju bowling.
Okay then. And I think you can beat Goma with hook shot.
That just digs Phoenix into a way bigger hole here.
Yeah. Phoenix does pick up 7 maps though with the Water Temple map, so not in terrible shape. He's starting to complete those long-term goals. But that was unfortunate for Phoenix that Samu found that.
What is Samura1man doing?
Yeah. Oh, usually their setups do this as child. It's a little more complicated as adult.
I figured.
You kind of just have to do it. Okay, that was. I'm surprised that worked. Usually, there's a strat for doing this as child, where that was unfortunate. Where you
Oh my
you
God,
damage
that was-
buffer yourself, you hurt yourself with a bomb shoe to get the right angle. But I don't think that works as adults. I've never actually tried it, so I don't know. Oh my gosh. I mean, I think he's got plenty of money, so it's not the end of the world if he fails. Okay, there we go, that should work.
Phoenix, right after the hookshot clip out of bounds, immediately gets stuck in that central tower and he's forced to reset. That hurt to watch.
That's unfortunate. Alright, Samu gets the bombs from Bomb Shoe Bowling and picks up his 9th goal. So he only has 3 remaining. One of them he can pick up almost whenever he wants.
Now,
2 more that he has to find.
The question is, can Phoenix catch up in the remaining amount of time? If he gets to Lon, he has Epoda's song. That's Cowan House done. We know where Forest Temple is, but Skulltilla's, although it's one of the faster goals you can do in Forest Temple, that still will eat into his time budget that he has. He needs to pick up 2 more heart containers. RBA Egg. Next time he's in Trials, he has to get to the end of Light Trial.
Well, he's doing that right now.
Oh, well... Hush my mouth then.
So now, this is a little bit unfortunate for Phoenix because it is actually possible for Samura1man to do all of his goals. Twinrova and Nereslov were both found by Phoenix. They just have to get found by Samu. And he definitely has enough time to complete all 12 goals. Whereas Phoenix, I'm not sure if he can actually complete all 8 Zora's Domain goals.
That's the biggest question mark here.
I'm not 100% certain if he got them all as child. Oh, Samu, I think, is about to find Nair's love.
And... no, he enters Nair's
there it
love.
is.
No?
Yeah,
there,
Nair's love gets you to Nair's love on this seat.
There we go. I don't think...
So
I'm beginning to think that Phoenix can't work his way out of this deficit.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. I think Phoenix Feather definitely could still complete quite a few goals, but Samu just has too much stuff done. I think he's gonna get 12. He's definitely gonna get at least 11 goals. Nice ZL, by the way. There's a good chance he's gonna get 12 here before 3 hours is up.
A ZL to make Ben Stevens jealous. I don't think he's gonna live that down for quite some bit.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate. I don't feel like Phoenix ever actually did anything wrong, to be honest, though. Like,
yeah.
he just got a little unfortunate with a couple loading zones, and that's all it really takes sometimes.
So, if you were Phoenix, what goals would you fast track right now? He's on his way to enter Forest Temple and do Skulltilla's, but what do you recommend he does with the time remaining after that? What would you go after if you were him?
If I was him, I'd try to clean up the rest of Water Temple. I'd try to clean up his last sword. So I think that's all he needs. He just needs the adult wallet. And finish up those hearts and Deku skulls. And Deku sticks, I mean. That's a good point. He could pick up a fairy. Yeah.
Fairy modifies Deku stick count, TIL.
Yep. Yeah, in order to do 30 Deku Sticks with RBA, you RBA the egg to actually get you the upgrade. You RBA a fairy to get you 29 Deku Sticks, and then you go buy one, or pick one up, and that puts you to 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty straightforward strat. Alright, Phoenix gonna... So this could actually be a big problem for Phoenix. He needs to get this trick right here.
Ooh. I've seen a lot of different setups for this trick. Oh, and he doesn't get it. Ugh.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Shaking his
Usually
head.
you have a fish for this. I think he's going to need to go get a fish. So he's going to have to reset this. This is really unfortunate.
So the trick that Phoenix is trying to do, for those of you who don't know what's going on, you can, I call it cutscene escape, but there's probably a better term for it. If you drop your bugs and then catch them, you sort of have a 2-frame window to start the bottle catch animation. But if you catch bugs during when the pose appear and do their initial entrance, you can catch stuff in bugs and escape that cutscene, so you can run to the elevator before it lowers, allowing you to get to that basement gold Skulltilla early.
Yeah, usually that trick is done with a fish in the bottle instead of bugs, since the bugs have a tendency to run around, and whereas fish just kind of lays there and you can grab it again really quickly. it's more consistent. You're able to not move and pick it up. The cutscene kind of depends on you swiping at just the right frame in order to grab the fish as the cutscene starts and lets you move during the cutscene. And I think Phoenix Feather just kind of forgot you need a fish for that. All right, Phoenix doing the hookshot jump here in order to get another heart piece.
I did not know about that hookshot jump. Interesting.
That's a more recent one. And I think that's 6.5. Yeah, not 7 just yet.
I don't believe he'll have a problem obtaining his 8 heart goal.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about Cow and House, Zora's Domain Skulls.
Exactly.
And actually, whatchamacallit, Forest Temple is going to be a time-consuming goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whereas Samura1man finishing up Blue Gauntlets right now with the RBA and is now just looking for Twin Rova.
Interesting.
So he is in excellent shape.
Oh, no.
That was 1 bomb.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Gets the frame.
And there's Blue Gauntlets for you. So now, Samura1man in excellent shape. He has been on a blistering pace. 1 goal in the next 43 minutes. He just needs to find it. Oh! He glitched inventory his sword.
Oh my god!
That's great. I didn't know you could do that.
Oh no!
He never got Kokiri's sword.
Oh no!
That's really funny.
That's.
I mean, he'll get it on eventually. He just needs to get the right. I didn't realize you couldn't put your cursor over hover boots. Because they're glitched, right?
Yeah.
That's
Phoenix,
really funny. That's really great.
Stuck with bottle on B.
I mean, he could save warp twice, I think. That'd put sword back on B, I think.
Right,
I think
okay.
Save warp once puts the blank B, and the second one puts sword back on B, I think. Question.
So Phoenix riding on Epona.
Yep, gonna check some more of these more out there, whatchamacallit, boulder grottos. And also, just to keep in mind, the Phoenix Feather has still kept bombs on C down, just in case he gets the option to RBA bombs. It's kind of an out there ability to do that in Beta Quest, but it could happen. He's got enough chews that he should be, for the most part, fine, but it's somewhat limiting to not have bombs. Alright, stealing opponent again.
So nice, he did it twice.
Oh no, he still can't equip a sword.
Oh my god!
I think if he save warps again, it should re-equip, but I'm not 100% certain. I know some versions.
Oh, he could die
like
collapse.
That's true. He could have died in collapse. That would 100% do it.
Okay.
That's really funny. Just to pick up the grass.
Picking up bushes. What a situation.
This is fabulous. I have never seen a glitched inventory on sword before. That's priceless.
Only in Beta Quest, my friend.
Ooh. Guards during day, they are Elad. Still silent sword.
Oh my god.
So, Samura1man, 2 hours and 20 minutes in, and no equipped sword.
Yes, the treasured swordless Beta Quest strats.
I want to see him finish this swordless. Yeah, this is now swordless.
Yeah,
Beta
we're trying to outdo the swordless Link to the Past randomizer run that.
I was just thinking about that. Okay, now he's gonna die in collapse and get back Master Sword.
Okay, he's got sword on B, everybody.
I'm sure as soon as he left collapse the last time when you pointed out, he went, crap, I could have done that. Sometimes it's really one of the really frustrating things about this is that sometimes you're just rushing through loading zones so quickly that as soon as you leave the loading zone, you realize, oh, I could have done something there.
Yeah, Phoenix has 40 minutes left to try and tie Samura1man here, and
Yeah, so the way forward for Phoenix right now is for, first of all, Samura1man to not get any more goals. If Samura1man gets any more goals, he automatically wins pretty much no matter what. Phoenix Defender needs to get to at least 11 goals before the 3 hours mark is up, and then either get his 12th before 3 hours or win in overtime. So 100% an uphill battle from here. Oh, he does not have... Oh, he does have a bonus song, doesn't he?
Yes.
So he can, do Cow and House right now. That's really nice. Oh, accidentally talking to Malin there.
Well, you need to talk to Malin initially anyways, so...
Oh, do you? Okay. I forgot she talks for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
Even on that. Even on
And
Japanese.
opponent's right there.
Andy. Alright, let's see. Phoenix Feather, I'm not too worried about him actually being able to get, I think it's a 58 you need, or a 48?
A 50. Isn't no?
Oh, you just need 50? Okay. I honestly don't remember.
Actually, you need a 49, but
yeah. Oh, you have to beat 50, that's what it is. Let's go for that 47, Phoenix. If Phoenix gets a 47 here, it doesn't matter that he lost, he won for style points.
1 for style points.
Or is it 46 that's the minimum? I honestly always get 49, so I don't remember.
Oh, Phoenix.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, man.
Nice thing about this in Beta Quest, though, is you can just try it over and over again.
Yes, the ending of this minigame will not send you to a random, location.
Phoenix Feather forgetting how to end the race quickly. Oh, and Sabu hitting Ocarina.
Nice. Well, when you're running around desperately looking for loading zones for the Twin Robo fight, you're bound to find all these things that you missed throughout the duration of this match.
Yeah, I think Samu at this point is just going to start spamming Sun Song and just hoping.
Oh, yes. I've been there.
Do you happen to remember where Rova was? I know Phoenix Feather
I already forget.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I remember it was actually somewhere easy. Actually.
Yeah, it wasn't too hard, but I just don't remember where it was. Was it? Oh, was it leaving Hookshot?
Oh, Phoenix!
Oh my gosh. I think Turnover was leaving Hookshot, but I'm not 100% certain. I know something was leaving Hookshot because we were talking about that.
Back from Hookshot, yes. Okay. Thank you, all-seeing chat.
Alright, Phoenix Feather getting some pretty rotten luck on this.
Oh, this is mirroring how bad of a time I had last time I did Cowan House during a beta quest.
Yeah, sometimes
and I still beat Greg. That was the worst part.
Yeah, sometimes if you use a carrot at the wrong time or have something at the wrong angle, opponent just does not want to jump.
No,
it's really frustrating.
Beta Quest is a ROM hack that randomizes every single loading zone in the game. So leaving Kokiri Forest might bring you to Fire Temple, and then exiting Fire Temple might bring you to, like, I don't know, like a bazaar. But the idea is that these two runners have to piece together where everything is randomized and complete the 12 objectives they drafted from a 5x5 bingo grid of objectives, and complete it within a 3-hour time limit.
So, Samu finding Phantom Ganon, not super useful to him, but he'll play Sun Song with Ocarina items to check where entering Phantom Ganon goes.
Yeah, these to the Redead Grotto in Kakariko. I don't think we brought this up, but the inside of grottos like that, such as the Redead Grotto we just saw, maybe it was the Cow Grotto we saw earlier as well, leaving those grottos will take you to the exact same place that entering them would take you. So, if you go to Kakariko and bomb open the grotto near the tree to get to the Redead Grotto, he will be brought here to Kokiri Forest from Deku Tree.
Alright, Phoenix Feather picking up Cowan House. Only a couple of failed attempts, not too bad, but losing time that he doesn't really have to lose at the moment. So it's to pick up another 5 goals in order to tie Samu.
And he only has 34 minutes to do that in.
Alright, Samura1man gonna start playing Sun Song everywhere. Alright, Phoenix Feather gonna pick up that egg, start working on 30 Deku Sticks real quick.
I don't know, if Phoenix Feather gets back into this race, I think it'll probably be one of the best Beta Quest comebacks I think I've ever seen, but call me a skeptic, but I'm not seeing it.
5 goals in 24 minutes is difficult.
Oh,
Not
yes.
impossible, difficult. He knows where a lot of them are, which is good.
Picking up another heart piece from Mr. Memento, as I call him.
Yeah, I think the big issue here, I mean, what's really frustrating is that he's still missing that Zora's Domain area skills. I think he's missing at least one as child, so we'd have to go back in time, and that would be his 12th goal, I think.
Ouch.
But eight hearts he's close to, 30 Deku Sticks he's close to, 3 skills in Water Temple, he can get that reasonably quickly, but will take him a little bit of time in Water Temple. 3 swords, 3 shields he's close to. 5 skills in Water Temple I think is going to be the longest goal for him to do, especially with if he fails that that initial that initial glitch over and over again, because that is very frustrating to mess up.
I'm a huge fan of this hookshot jump slash trick to get that heart piece.
That's probably my favorite heart piece in the game, by the way. Because it's such a stupid little glitch.
It just somehow just
it's not even a glitch.
It sometimes just doesn't work though. That's the worst part. Or at least in my experience.
That sounds like a you problem.
That sounds like a B problem.
What? For this stream?
Still running for me, no?
I'll just network error.
Huh.
It's a me problem. Oh, okay, we're dropping a couple frames.
Ouch.
Internet, please.
Samura1man resetting to see where Meadow to Forest Temple gets him. And it's Fort!
Oh, is Phoenix Feather doing a Bomb Chew Bottle B setup?
I don't know.
I think
yes, he is.
Yep.
Oh.
I have not seen this before. This is cool.
I learned a child strat for short bingos, and that's it for Bomb Chew Bottle and B strats, and they're really annoying.
Oh, he's doing it with... oh, man.
Oh, did that ruin it?
I think it did. Yeah, he took damage. I think that ruins it.
Is he super slide? Oh, he might have gotten it. He got the shield frame. Oh.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He was very close, I think, but...
Double splicing.
Yes, Samura1man needs to splice after doing 11 out of his 12 goals. Alright, trying it again. We'll see how many times he goes for this if he doesn't get it. I mean, he might just need to hit a spot where you can do it with water. Yeah, this is some nice knowledge to have. Being able to do tricks without certain pieces of equipment is really, really helpful.
Because you are almost... There's so many times in Beta Quest when you are in situations where you're under-equipped for the current task, so that you end up learning all these interesting, obtuse tricks. Oh, that might be the frame? Oh, did he just buffer over it? He just buffered over it, rip.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Alright, Samu hitting Water Temple, I think for the first time.
Deciding to leave it.
Alright, Sun Song Saga continues. Though, funnily enough, yeah. It's actually a somewhat annoying loading zone that he has to hit. I would be surprised if he checks it. But he's still got a half an hour, so...
All he needs to do is leave ZL. ZL is in a very, No, sorry, leave Hookshot, I'm bad. So, he needs to make his way back to field, then.
Yeah, so the trick he's trying to do right now is putting a bottle on his B button with a Bomb Chew, which is somewhat difficult to do. It's a very difficult thing to buffer. This will allow him to RBA the egg that he has. That will allow him to get the 30 Deku Stick upgrade.
Pulls the sword, doesn't really quick draw it.
So he's doing all this in order to get exactly 30 Deku Sticks, basically. Actually, if he gets this, he can immediately play ZL at I think there's a Gossip Stone here, right? To get a fairy?
Yes. I believe that is... that's what I assumed his plan was going to be. There we go. We have hit the final half hour of this race.
Oh, Samu getting close there. Not quite the right loading zone with the right temple. Also, Phoenix has so many bottles.
More Sun Song.
close. He's like 1 frame off.
Oh, Phoenix having huge problems. It's so hard to watch him struggle with this trick. He has so little time remaining.
Yeah, this is a very difficult trick to do.
Yeah.
This is not a
Hey, we got synced. We're synced, dude.
Hey. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that is a trick that honestly very few people really like do very often, and even when they do, it's difficult to buffer. So I'm not too surprised he's having some issues with it.
Yeah, usually I find bombs by now.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate they never found bombs. That's definitely holding him back quite a bit.
Because there are 2 ways to get inside DC, but it's no... Right, I forgot leaving DC is entering DC. So there is only one loading zone, so I guess I should be a little bit more empathetic here.
And I don't even remember where it was. And it's even more frustrating for Phoenix because he knows Samura1man got the map and compass in Shadow Temple. I'm sorry, not in Shadow, in DC.
In DC,
so he knows it's available, but he just hasn't come across it. That's so frustrating. Alright, Samu death warping again. He's just checking as many loading zones as he can. I think he knows he's in a good spot. He knows what goals Phoenix Feather has left. Nice heart here for Phoenix.
But he duped over nuts.
You can use hookshot.
You can use hookshot on Coma? Okay.
Yep. You can even hit her with hookshot when she's on the ceiling, I think.
Oh, that's actually
when she's laying
hardcore.
eggs.
That's hardcore.
I know you can do it with arrows. I'm not 100% certain.
Yes, I didn't know about arrows.
I think you can do it with arrows, but you can stun her with hookshot. So
no, I've for sure done. This
I'm sorry.
With arrows.
I'm sorry. I think you can do it with hookshot, but I'm not 100% certain. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we're about to find out the hard way here.
Or maybe you can only hit her off the ceiling with hookshot. Maybe you can't normally stun her with hookshot. We'll see. I think that's the case. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing this. Yeah, that's the case. That's really unfortunate.
Interesting.
He ended up on the wrong side of Goma there. That's really unfortunate. So he missed his opportunity. Yeah, so basically he started the fight by luring Goma to walk right up one of the pillars to accelerate that cycle. And so now he's going to do that again. Yeah, that's also very frustrating. He cannot let day-night cycle pass, otherwise it will hatch the egg, and he'll miss out on...
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that definitely...
Oh my gosh. Phoenix is getting so unlucky right now. Okay, there we go.
And he's... got it, maybe? How many cycles do you need to do? Oh, he gets it in 1.
It's just 3 hits for Master Sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only have
Samura1man! Samura1man might be on his way to Twin Rover right now. He's heading towards the hookshot loading zone, but will he go to it, or will he go to the wrong one?
He's heading in.
He's heading in. We're about to see a 12
Oh, he's getting bombs! He went there to get bombs. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
And he's gonna hit Twin Rover right away.
There we go. This match is just about over.
That's so crazy. So yeah, this is unfortunately gonna spell defeat for Phoenix Feather. Assuming Samura1man does not get killed by Twin Rover over and over again. But I think he's got the time to get it eventually. I think he's got this.
Yeah, so... it all depends. Muscle memory might kick in. He might go for, the cutscene skip
Go for the cutscene.
Just point out.
I don't think he's gonna do that, but you never know. I would be impressed if he did that now.
Who knows? VC crash.
No, I think Samu pretty much has this wrapped up, unfortunately.
He might get infinite cycles of the Twin Rova not getting into positions and not firing, and they just fly around for the next half hour.
I mean, sure. Alright, Phoenix wrapping up his RBA here. He needs to get this quickly, otherwise he's going to hatch that egg, but this is a much easier spot to do it in, so I'm not too worried. Oh, he's gonna buffer it just to be safe. And yeah, he's got it. Oh, that was close. It was about to turn day. That was very close.
Yeah, that was...
Whew.
Ooh.
That gets the heart beating a little bit.
Unfortunately, not very close to a fairy. At least I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, he'll hit
Stone.
one relatively soon.
And he, to be as fast as possible, he definitely needs to keep bottle on B until he finds one.
Alright, also we're gonna pick up strength, just for if you happen to need it.
Strength and wallet for the sword.
Oh, true. That's a good point. That's actually, I should have picked up that those two were connected a while ago when he picked those two.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a nice little synergy.
For those of you who don't know, this is Nehru's Love. I'm still laughing about that.
You know what? I don't like you.
Maybe he'll fail to one cycle
I
a
think he
second
just lost
phase,
his
and then
bottle
throw
on
fire
B.
twice, and then throw ice 200 times in a row.
So I think Phoenix just lost his bottle on B because of Epona.
Oh, is that a thing that can happen? Oh, right,
Yep.
it can.
Oh, nope, never mind. It puts it back on B. I did not know that.
Maybe because he didn't get off?
Yeah, I don't know. There's weird rules with Epona and what's on B. Because sometimes you lose your sword and sometimes you don't. I don't know the rules. I just play by them. Alright, Sam, we're working on the phase 1 of turnover here.
Phoenix Feather getting a fairy from Trials. This
Hey,
room
it
in
works.
Trials is extremely useful for Beta Quest goals, because if you're doing 4 bottle slots, it's a really easily accessible red potion that you can buy, since there's a lot of ways into Trials.
And he does still need to find that extra Deku stick to get from 29 to 30.
Yes.
Oh,
And there we go, he
that
gets
was
it.
lucky. That was a very lucky hit by Sammy there. I
just got to it. I'm a few seconds behind.
I didn't think she was gonna come over.
You lose your sword only if you don't have a quiver. Interesting.
Alright, on to phase 2 for Samurai. So now should not be a major ordeal for him to finish this up. He's even gonna take it safe and not whatchamacallit, hook shot her.
Interesting.
Alright, and setting up the
But
one
yeah.
cycle kill here.
And I do believe time is entering the blue warp for Samura1man here.
Yep, because it's beat the Spirit Temple.
So he does need to see the chat favorite cutscene that's about to occur. Phoenix 1 heart away from 8 hearts.
Yeah, it is really unfortunate. Phoenix Feather is so close to so many of his goals, but he just got unlucky early to mid game and didn't quite find the loading zones he needed to find quickly. Whereas Samu definitely got very good luck with a lot of his loading zones. But still, both players very well executed by both. Phoenix Feather picking up that last Deku stick.
Yep.
Yep. Definitely well done by both players. I don't think there were any real major mistakes that happened by either one.
Epona on the stairs.
Welp. And Epona is stuck.
And there we go.
And Samu gonna finish this up with a 240, 30 something, 32, 31. And that is 12 goals for him.
And there we go, and that ends this matchup between these two excellent players. What a game.
So,
What a thing we just
Samu
watched.
takes the win in this winner's bracket round 3 match, and will now be going up against Marco. Which, that's going to be a good match. Meanwhile, Phoenix Feather loses the match and heads down into loser's bracket. He's the loser of 61, so he's going to be waiting on the match between Super Sheikah and Marshall Abab. So that'll also probably be a fun match.
I'm not biased, but I hope Marshall loses.
Wow.
But there we go. I do believe, for those of you who just tuned in on the last portion of this tournament match, there's still a lot of Beta Quest tournament to go, so stay tuned for, I guess, how does the stream announce it? Just on the Twitter as to when we're going live with these tournament bracket matches?
Yes.
Sweet. So, yeah, I guess follow their Twitter if you're really interested in watching these really cool Beta Quest races, because there's way more to come in the future here.
And for anyone who is interested in trying out Beta Quests, you can actually, I'm going to go ahead and link the tournament bracket if that's okay. On that tournament, in the information, there's information on how to download the ROMs if you want to try it on emulator. There's also a link to a Discord for Beta Quest, so you can feel free to come in and ask questions. So I'm just going to go ahead and link the bracket. So for anyone who found this interesting and wants to give it a try, feel free. It is definitely very welcome to beginners, whether or not you have speedrun experience in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It is an absolute blast, and you don't need to be very familiar with all the, like, extremely precise, like, I'd say precise, I meant, like, obscure tricks. Like, you don't need to be, like, you don't need to be an excellence level god in order to enjoy Beta Quest. In fact, I actually learned a lot of tricks just from tooling around with Beta Quest, just getting into an area. How do I get there? Look up a quick YouTube video and teach myself something.
So we're going Samura1man and Phoenix for an interview. Give me 1 second.
Oh, sweet.
Good stuff.
Oh my god, Phoenix's offline screen. That's really good.
Hey, Samu, how's it going?
Hello, hello.
Hey, great job, dude.
Thank you.
I think we're seeing if we can get Phoenix Feather in here as well. But yeah, well done, Samu. That was really fun to watch. That was really well executed.
I'm sure it was.
Cool.
So, any thoughts coming out of that? Big ups and downs from that?
I think the biggest up was like the Requiem. Then one of the downsides was fighting the Temple of Time again.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah, there were a couple ways to get in there, but I guess some of them were. Well, did you not write it down, or was it just frustrating to find Guru Fortress again?
Temple of Time was the only loading zone I brought down actually, but then I do magic. Then that completely screwed up me.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Phoenix Feather.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. So, sorry for the loss, but you can definitely still fight it out of loser's bracket.
Yeah, I'm not too upset with my performance.
No,
Yeah.
like, it was really good. It was just, yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like both players played really well. I just think it was just some unfortunate not finding loading zones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
because I was, Key and I, midway through the race, we thought you still had more than enough a chance because you had all this prep done for all your goals. You had the Iron Knuckles you found pretty quickly with the Easter egg. 8 Hearts seemed like it was gonna come in time. You had already found Water Temple. You had all the RBA happening, but it was just, I don't know, just Samura1man, I guess, just had the better goals for the seed.
Yeah, I pretty much what happened was like I knew how to get adult and I knew that like I should do it soon, but I really want to I couldn't find Zora's River for the Skulltulas. So I pretty much just ran around for like half an hour trying to find it. And then yeah, by the time I actually went adult, it was just like way too late. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like the 8 Hearts, Water Temple Skulltulas, 4 Skulltulas, and then the 3 Swords, 3 Shields. I was like pretty close. I probably would have had all those in another 15 or 20 minutes, you know?
I feel like I was getting those lucky loading zones like Poncho Bowling, non-range HP, so on. It's just
Yeah.
the one hit.
Yeah, there was
loading
a-
zone.
Yeah, it was. We were sitting here counting down how long it would take you to find Twin Rova. We saw Phoenix Feather find it a long time ago, and it was only a matter of time before you went back to Hookshot to check there. So.
Yeah, I was finding all the loading zones for your goals, and I was just
Oh
thinking,
my
dang, this is not good.
Yeah, that can happen. It's Beta Quest.
Shout out to Nehru's love during the Easter egg fight.
Oh yeah, that came in clutch.
So, Samu, what are your kind of thoughts next matchup against Marco? Any thoughts?
I think I will get it. I'm gonna get wrecked, or I will wreck him.
I think either way, it's gonna be a fun match.
It will be. It's Beta Quest. Anything can happen.
And Phoenix, now I think you're waiting on Super Sheikah versus Marshall Obab at this point. Any thoughts on who you want to play against next between the two?
To be honest, I'm not really familiar with either player, so
fair enough.
Not really sure.
Yeah, there was just a lot of heartbreaking moments in that run. Such as Phoenix when you were in Water Temple and you got stuck in the middle tower accidentally. Yeah. That was hard to watch.
I mean, to be honest, I had no idea how I was gonna do the water skulls. Like, I'm not used to doing in Beta Quest. Like, normally I would just save warp to the top, but you can't do that. So I was gonna end up struggling with that for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of hard way to get to the Water Temple, actually.
Yeah. Couple of really funny highlights happens to be the numerous amounts of times that what did you call it, Key? When you can't highlight the correct item in the menu.
Oh, the glitched inventory.
Who was it who was running around with Bottle on B because they couldn't highlight Master Sword to re-equip?
I think it was me.
Yep, that was
my inventory
fantastic.
My inventory is really empty.
Yeah, first with Din's Fire, which is pretty much just bound to give you glitched inventory, and then not having Kokiri Sword was amazing.
Oh my goodness. Also, shoutouts to RBAing Nehru's love.
Oh yeah.
That was really funny.
I was like desperate for model slots. Yeah.
It was no, and then you followed it up with doing Dompe Heart Piece, which made me just laugh out loud. Just combining the two together was just like a meme dream team.
Yeah.
Like, my inventory is Master Sword, Mirror Shield, Hover Boots.
Yeah.
That's everything I have.
Yeah, well, it was like nothing you could do. It was great.
Well, that's a very important thing to keep in check when you're doing Beta Quest, because it's very easy to get distracted and be like, oh, I should just get the Kokiri Sword, when in reality you could just go without it. Because all those little, like, going out of your way adds up time, right?
Yeah. When I was in a Canon's tower collapse, I realized I can just die here and get the Master Sword back. That saved me.
Yeah. I know there was a couple other things I was gonna talk about. So, House of Skulltilla was pretty easy to find, but it looks like Phoenix, you were still set on RBAing Wallet to get the Goron Sword, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, I needed to RBA the egg anyway for the 30
Yeah,
sticks,
exactly.
So I figured, don't bother getting any Skulltulas. But I mean, it did cross my mind. I thought about maybe going for it that way.
So when you were drafting those two goals, did you purposely choose them together, or did it just happen to work out like that?
I think it just happened to work out. I mean, I think I picked 36 really early on, just such an easy goal, and I think 3 swords, 3 shields is rather easy as well. So
yes,
it just happened to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Any draft picks you guys would have done differently?
To sort of rephrase that question, were there any picks where it was like, dang it, I was just about to pick that?
That's a better question.
Yeah.
I would say Gerudo Valley HPs.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all the first picks were all picking like the really easy goals that everyone wants. Yeah.
It was one of the worst loading zones I found. Gerudo Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he found it. He will find it soon.
Yeah, because we did see all like the easy goals coming out at the beginning too, and here's an interesting question. Yeah, so when you're drafting goals, at what point do you go for the more harder goals, or rather goals with more harder prerequisites like ZL and stuff? Like, what's your threshold of that, for instance? Hopefully, I'm answering or asking this question properly.
You wanna go first, Phoenix?
Because everybody has their own like preferences when it comes to goals, such as Nehru's love. I mean, you need ZL, right? So, like, at what point during the drafting process do you be like, all right, now it's time to pick ZL goals?
I mean, pretty much when I'm forced to, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's sort of interesting because some people go for the goals that are fast, but you have to hit like a specific loading zone to get it. I tend to go for the opposite. I go for the goals that like have several ways to get it. It may just be a longer goal, like Zora's Domain's goals. Um, and it kind of, I guess, messed me up in this race specifically because pretty much all the goals that Samurai-Man was picking were relatively easy loading zones. But it's sort of interesting to think about, you know.
Well, in my case, London Ranch HP and Puncture Bowling, you have to hit the one loading zone, find King Dodonga, then find Puncture Bowling. Serious Song, you need CL. Naruslov, you need CL. Blue Gauntlets, you need Silver Gauntlets. It's like, for me, I prefer to not have Zora's Domain Skulls because I feel like hitting those 3 loading zones as a child and an adult, it's kind of rough. Especially adult needs a knight for those skulls in a Zora's Fountain and Domain. It really depends what I like. I like to put like Spirit Temple with like arrows, stuff like that. Like put them together. Like I had Jump Dungeon skulls and Jabu skulls.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, any shout outs you guys have or anything like that?
Thank you for restreaming this and the commentators.
Yeah,
No
thank
problem.
you, Orchestra, for restreaming this and setting this all up.
No problem.
This is a super nice setup, so thank you so much.
I'm glad you all enjoyed.
Thank you a lot.
Yeah, I'll just say thanks for the restream and congrats to Samurai-Man. Good luck on the next one.
Thank you and good luck for your loser son.
Yep, thanks.
All right, and by the sound of it, it looks like we're wrapping up here. No.
Yep.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
so thank you both, Phoenix Feather and Saruman, for letting us restream this. Awesome job, both of you guys, and good luck in the rest of the tournament.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll be ending the stream. Thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, see ya.